And we're live. Good evening, gentlemen.
I'll do.
Good evening.
How are we?
Yeah, not bad.
bearing up.
Good. So, tonight we have got Mr. Paul Lawrence, as always. Tricky is back for more punishment after the debacle we had at Toaster the other week, but it was good fun. And we've got David Johnson as well, bookmaker extraordinaire.
I wouldn't go that far.
TV celebrity.
I wouldn't go that far either.
You're the first one who's ever worn a shirt on this, so that's something.
I only own shirts. It's all we've got in the wardrobe. They fit around the gut better.
What do we think of the card tonight, then, boys?
Brilliant. No, it's awful, to be honest. Worst card I've seen since doing Staney.
Why is it? What? There's two bad cards there, but why is it a worse card?
Oh, it's one of the worst I've ever seen. Just full of bad dogs. Dogs that you just don't want to bet, and they're sort of like you go, oh, you got to give it a chance. Like Mulclair Dawn, who's lame as shit, and who's the other one? Megs Berry, another one as well, just like 7.5-year-old or something, and like it's bad do when you're betting dogs like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a winner in every race, though, Craig. That's all.
That's
matters.
the thing.
That's it.
I just think that as well.
You've just got to find them though. That's the problem.
I told you when I came on, these are the best kind of cards because you go into them not expecting anything, and then all of a sudden something will just.
I agree with that. Yeah. Millcroft Dot as well. What 0 from 19, and she's favourite as well tonight.
There's a bit of evens if you want some, Paul. 8 to 11. 8 to 11 industry.
I've actually said that. I texted a couple of pals and I said, if it's evens, it's a lay.
There's a bit of evens available. Not a lot, but
yeah. And of course, she is the most likely winner. But I can just I make a favourite, but nowhere near be 11-8. So
the dogs like that, I always find are really hard to price when you're pricing a card because you know they're the quickest dog in the race.
Yeah.
But you also know that she doesn't want to win.
She never looks
so
like she
what price?
Win, yeah.
There's another dog on the card tonight I found impossible to price. I don't know what Craig thought. I have no opinion. Pricing dogs like that is because the dogs are genuine 2-1 shot if she's right. If she's come out of season and she's right, she's a 2-1 on shot.
Yeah.
If she runs like she ran last week, I wouldn't bet her at 10.
No.
I had 7-4 on my card, but again,
I think I was 5-2, 3. But again, it's one of them. If somebody wants to bet 3-1, you don't want to lay it.
Yeah, that's it.
You don't want to lay 7-4 either if somebody wants to bet her. And if they don't want to bet the 7-4, she's a 10-1 shot.
It's on the first here.
Oh, race 8 she is, yeah. That'll make her.
So has anyone had any bets early doors?
Oh, yeah. I made a 7-2, actually. She's probably a bit.
It's just the go back to the back class of the 4-8.
Yeah.
She's too good for them.
She's one of those where really, that looking at her form at the moment, Dave, you'd think she's got to lead to win. Yeah. And yet, she lead Joe Vlad?
She's got Joe Vlad outside her and Kitty Cat. So they'll go with it to the bend. And
yeah.
She got picked up by, I know Milzori's a bit chasey, but she got picked up in 2 strides by Milzori last week.
And that's not a greyhound in my opinion. But...
No, but when she's right, she won't. When she's right, she'll lead.
Yeah.
She'll go and do 20.
I must admit, I made her a good thing last week. I was disappointed. So,
yeah, I was very close to backing last week. Yeah. In terms of betting anything early, I've stole a bit of 2-1 about Glaze Ranger later on. I've got that. I know Craig disagrees with me, but I think 2-1's fair. I think I've got her about 11-10 even money. As long as Midas Matt doesn't come out, which is odds on not to. I know that's Craig's theory to stop me, but as long as Midas Matt doesn't come out, Glaze Ranger fell out last week.
Yeah,
I think she'll go to the bend and she'll nearly lead them, and she's strong enough. So, but 2's fair. Probably get a beat. She'll return evens and get beat, and I'll
Same
cry
as
about
last
it.
week. I made one of those where I thought she'd win last week. She made a short, but didn't really want to back her at that price. And I'm kind of the same today. But yeah, if I had to have a bet, it would be her. Yeah,
I did resist her last week until right on the off. She went out to just bigger than 5-2 last week, didn't she? On the machine on the off, I thought, well,
yeah,
I made a 6-4. I thought 5-2 was fair, and could not have been happier when she was behind Penny's Calypso going down the back. I thought it was an absolute certainty. But
it was unreal, wasn't it? I don't know how didn't get to that, to be honest.
I think the Calypso dog's improving.
You run well.
You nearly made it on Monday night. You nearly clung on Monday night in a much better race. Well, a better race.
Yeah, I had 9 for 1 that as well. It broke me heart, that did. Okay, no. It wasn't good, but yeah, I bet Zari China, but that's not running, is it? So that's fun. I've ended up backing Megs Berry now, only for pence. and I like the Street Life dog in the. Is in the last?
In the last
I think it is.
race, yeah, in the sprint, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's massive. Me 6s, but
Yeah,
again,
that was me as well, actually. Yeah, overpriced.
yeah, I thought it'd be more like 9-4, 2-1ish, but I'd have had it favourite in there. But yeah. Probably lame and probably won't. But
I'm not sure he's lame. I just don't know whether he's a bit quirky. He just doesn't want to drive the bend with dogs around him. But he's got a chance there if he pops out. Yeah.
That's my opinion of him. I've been a bit disappointed with him though from the 450s. I don't think he's shown that pace that he's shown sprinting from the 450s. He's been
probably not the bravest, is he? He just looks after himself. So.
That short run probably doesn't suit him because he can't get himself that length and a half clear to get around the bend. I just thought he'd lacked a yard.
Problem is, it's with Diane Cross in it as well, so that doesn't help.
I can't comment on that.
Oh, she's awful.
Craig will.
Yeah, I will. She's terrible.
Right, first race, 2 minutes away. Who do we fancy, boys?
This was a race I wasn't particularly keen on. Go on, Craig.
6 is drawn, isn't it? Massively drawn. But it's just a pig, innit? It's one of them, just one paced, just probably do 30, 60, and that'll be that, won't it?
Say what you mean tonight, Craig.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. Why not?
I thought she'd let something up her inside around the first bend, and that'd be her done, to be honest. But Jaguar Matt's the same. I fancied Jaguar Matt strong last week, and you can argue the wrong dog turned behind in Clara Var, but I'd also say Clara Var's not been. She's had plenty of chances, hasn't she? The last 4 or 5 weeks, Clara Var to go past, and she didn't. And last week she did. I thought the one had a nice make-up, but the price has disappeared. I won't be having a bet in the race, I don't think. This Demi dog, once railed, definitely not wrong box at all, but if you watch off the second bend, swings really wide. Week in, week out, it's going to give the one loads of room. Yeah. But I don't know whether the one's going to be close enough to the 2 to take advantage of it.
Yeah, one just needs a break. That was me, actually. I did take a bit of 9 to 2. Because I was the same as you. Jaguar Matt last week looked a good thing to lead, and I was a bit worried about. I'm not a great fan of that Clara Havar, but a bit quirky. And
it was a match last week, wasn't it? That the Havar dog and Matt.
Yeah, it was.
I thought Havar picked it off too quickly. I haven't seen Havar the last few weeks before. Yeah. Taking time to get past.
He does look a bit soft, doesn't he, Jaguar Matt? He looks he's just an all or nothing dog. He's a one-trick pony, and that's it, and doesn't really come home. And I just think the way she's been running, I just thought she could easily turn the pitch. I thought Mary meeting Dev literally a month ago, you couldn't boot him out the frame. Now all of a sudden,
well, this is Mary meeting Dev. This is his 10th run since Boxing Day. And for a dog like him who was trying to come from behind on -80 going week in, week out, he probably just needs 2 or 3 weeks sat on his bed.
He needs a shake-up. He needs a switch. He needs a turn on, because he's one of those dogs that will just run for you every single week. And the last 3 ups, I think he's been just going through the motions.
Yeah, I got that impression last week, definitely, because he was in the Havar race, wasn't he, last week?
And 4 shouldn't be on the card.
4's lame as anything. I've had a small bet before, though, at 20 odd.
That's because you're sick. You're a sick man.
I just think if it's anything like right, it'll win, won't it?
Oh, if it's formed for 6 months ago, it'll definitely pick these up. Well, it'll lead these.
Yeah, just what he won't do, but 25 on Betfair. I just thought it was too big. And I bet the 6 here. Drawn in it.
I suppose I should have a 6-1 really to save. I'm doing that. Right, I'll bet 1 and covered 5 anyway. No bet, Dave. No.
No, I should have played the 6, but I haven't not played. Delighted.
Right, hair's running.
Cut the bend, Demi. Do me a favour.
You're not going on SIS again. And they're away and racing. And one gets a good start on the inside, Serene Dolly, but outpaced into the turn by Walk Away Demi, who's going to lead off here. Walk Away Demi goes on from Serene Dolly down the far side. Racket or Pepper trying to make inroads. As they reach the halfway stage, it's a 2 from 6 and 1, then a gap to 3, 4 and 5 at the back. Oh, one got held up at the third turn, and 6 has now hit the front. Racket All Pepper goes on, but here comes Serene Dolly up on the inside, staying on well. 3 is going to get up for second, but it's 1-3-6 order, I think. Tight for second spot, but Serene Dolly has got us off to a flyer.
Oh, I should have got the lot.
It's run well.
She's done that well. She turned in a lovely pitch, hasn't she?
Yeah.
For her,
even when she checked up on the third, lost at least a length.
Well, that's what she needed. To be fair, she got outpaced by Walk Away Demi, didn't she? But
Yeah, but
the
check at the third might have helped her a little bit. To be honest, it's just delayed a run to get there. The dogs in front of her couldn't hold her at that stage because they didn't think. Jaguar Matt's missed his break again. He's becoming a bit disappointing, Jaguar Matt. And he's got loads and loads of pace, Jaguar Matt, but he doesn't, like you say. I think you've hit the nail on the head, Paul. He's soft. When he gets on the front end, if anything gets around him, he's no interest, and then he puts a running like that. And Dev has done Dev's run.
Yeah. just stayed in behind red really, and done that for the last 3 ups as well. I mean, in the old, so say literally a month ago, I'd be framing up Merry Meeting Dev here with confidence, yet I just felt that
done better there,
one has been his master for three runs now, 4 now.
He's run all right.
I think he's run okay.
He'll be out Sunday again, and he'll do his run again. And the thing is, though, he's another dog that actually. Them bad goings over the past 4 or 5 weeks has probably done him a bit of a favour.
Yeah,
he's probably going to need a drop before he wins again, because he's going to get in a race like this where something really does ping off the front end. He won't back run them, will he?
The form on literally in the middle of January though, Dave got beat Kilara Havar short head, and then you'd think, well, gets beat by 4 1/4. So that's the turnaround. It's probably just 4 or 5 below his best, really. And it's just one of those where, you're probably right, running too often and just needs a little bit of a break, a freshen up, and
a down.
Can win a grade like this,
Yeah, you might just need 2 or 3 weeks. But I mean, he's a dog, actually, for me as a punting and pricing up man. He's manna from heaven, because you can just set your clock by him doing 30-60 every week.
The problem is, though, he's one of them dogs I just never have him winning. He's always like a...
No, you can't. No.
He's always a 6-1, 7-1, 13-2.
But he's a lovely forecast dog. That's what I'm saying. He's a lovely dog.
Yeah.
I don't mind having a forecast and having him.
He is one of them dogs, though, that if you did look at a race and you fancied him, you'd never be worried about taking the early prices, because he could look an absolute certainty, but the machine won't like him. The machine hates him every time he runs. He always gets himself out to 6, 7 to 1.
Yeah, it's true.
That feels like that with a lot of dogs, isn't it? There's loads of dogs like that. They just hate him.
That dog, what was that dog the other night that won the sprint that I have mentioned to you?
Dream on Penny.
Dream on Penny.
She's
every week she double figures.
I love her, me.
I must admit, I thought. Do you remember, Craig, when I texted you because she went bingo and she wobbled out the second bend and got swallowed up on the run? I thought I've gone wrong. And there are races since then. She's just not shown anything. But then the other day,
she's a weird bitch, though, isn't she?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
She's
one of those that wants it all her own way without any traffic.
Yeah, she's very, she gets on the skin. She can run a bit. She can do 60s and 70s and that. But
in that sort of grade, exactly. Yeah,
she just won't do it like in with proper dogs, like with actual greyhounds.
Did you play there, Tom?
I didn't. No.
You're a professional, that's why. I'm just a sick man.
It's not a track I've ever really followed, Doncaster.
You missed
particular reason.
But as you can,
imagine,
it's beautiful when you bet the
days and times it's on. But what? So I think all 3 of you, this is your track of choice, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why?
I love it. Honestly, I love it. I tell you why I like it. It's very fair. I think it's a very, very fair track. So if you get an angle on something, or a dog in a race, it's not. I've never taken to the Romfords and the Crayfords of this world. They probably suit Craig. Craig's very draw dependent, but you can be draw dependent around Doncaster as well. I'm not a big fan of everything running to the bend and seeing what comes out in front of the other side. I like Doncaster. Unlike Craig, I prefer the 483 as well. Gives dogs loads of time to sort themselves out to the bend, and you can find dogs like Serene Dolly who are going to get a pitch when week in, week out they don't get a pitch. Then all of a sudden that's your angle. But I just think it's a really fair track. There's not that many dogs. There's 4 meetings rather than some tracks have got 6 meetings. So that's a lot more workload to keep on top of.
Mm-hmm.
It just suits me. It
I
suits my eye.
I think that's one of the important things with me is the workload of it. In that, all right, it's quite busy because I suppose you get the Saturday afternoon, Sunday morning, Monday, but as you say, it's four meetings, so you do get a bit of respite. Whereas Crayfords and Romfords are, and they were the 2 tracks that when I started punting at professionally. I started punting at Romford, but that was probably only 4/5 with the opens, and did do the opens at the time. But now it's 5 and 6, and it's just a merry-go. It is the merry-go-round. It's just very difficult, and Crayford's got the same. So those 2 tracks you quoted, they were tracks that I've always done well at. But I might have told this story before on here as well. At one stage, I was looking to switch. You know, when you go a bit stale on a track and you just think, oh, I need to have a break from this. I tried to do Nottingham, and I did Nottingham. I think I did it for about 3 months. Just settled in. Didn't have a bet. I had 17 bets and bet one winner. And I just thought, I could not get to grips. And the service that Mel gave you was brilliant. Like the DVDs came on time. It was just fantastic. But I couldn't get to grips with the form, so I had to jack it in and go back to Romford again. But when we moved here to Leicestershire, we had dogs. We put dogs with Lynn Cook. I ended up with about 8 or 10 of them there, and I did the videos and it was all right. And then I just lost a bit of confidence in the form during COVID, and I thought, middle of last year, I'm going to do Doncaster, and I really enjoy it. Just enjoy it. I do enjoy it.
How did you find Queen Jill Llewellyn?
That was the reason why I stopped. Yeah,
she was brilliant at Bellevue.
Yeah,
honest to God, you put an extra £5 on the prize money, and you could just back every single one of her dogs. You'd watch them, honestly, you'd just turn around and go, this dog's as lame as a crow for 50 weeks. Put a £5 on that prize money, wins by 10. No fucking about. She's just one of the absolute worst. She's filth. But, what can you do with it? Like, you've got to laugh, haven't you? If you don't laugh, you cry.
No, I just had to wave the white flag in the end and say, no, you're too good to me. So
I know when I was bookmaking at Doncaster, one of the other bookmakers there was Andrew Walker, and he went to Nottingham for a while and then came back to Doncaster. And I remember I had loads of conversations with him, and he said, by far Doncaster, I think he'd done about 4 or 5 tracks. He said by far Doncaster was the best track that he'd ever spent time doing. And when he was betting at Nottingham, he said he could never really get a grip on Nottingham, even when he was betting there and stuff. He found it really hard to get a grip on the form and that kind of stuff, and even the videos and stuff. But he said Doncaster's just really fair. And I thought, well, if he's been in the game 30 years and prepared to tell me that, then why?
I do think sometimes. Do you think you know when you switch and you go fresh to a track? I mean, listen, I have a lot of conversations. I used to do the Romford and the Crayford with the lads in Chingford. You know, there was a group of us, and you used to knock ideas together. And I think sometimes you can kind of pigeonhole dogs.
Yeah, I do that.
Put them in boxes too much, and then go, oh no, that can't win. And then when you analyse the race, well, it's got to win. But you kind of hold grudges, if you like.
Yeah.
I think that was what we used to say. You hold grudges against dogs.
But
like you said at the top of the show, Dave, there are 6 dogs in the race, and one of them's got to win. So
that'd definitely be one of my biggest weaknesses. I've got punting. This is Millcroft Dot. I just put a line through it. That's Millcroft Dot. Put a line through. There will be a race. There will be a race for it somewhere.
Moving Stream on Monday night.
Yeah, exactly. You told me you fancied Moving Stream. I just laughed at you. I just put a line through Moving Stream. This can't win.
I couldn't do that either. No, couldn't do that.
But that's because of my preconceived
been
ideas.
Guilty. Been guilty of laying it, but never betting. Yeah, no. So, yeah, that's one of the things where I suppose I think when you're punting, you have to have an open mind, and you need to be careful that you don't just go A plus B equals C, because that's when they catch you out.
It's looking at every race as a blank canvas, isn't it? And
I think so.
We all fall for that. You know, what are the Doncaster? I think there's probably 280 dogs on the strength. And sometimes you'll be like, you look at a race and just go, oh, that's the other. And you don't really do it proper. When you don't do the race properly, you kind of go, well, I think that's that, and I think that's that, without looking at the race properly. Then you fall into a trap.
I suppose with me, I'm kind of a little bit mechanical though, because I keep notes. I can't. In the old days, when I was race manager at Crayford for 10 years, and it was all up there and using that, but now I need to be a bit more methodical, and I need to. Yeah. Well, I find when I write things down, it stays in there better as well. And then, of course, I've got the reference anyway if I want to go back to it. So that's what I do. Is I am a bit mechanical, and I know that I did a Star Sports interview, and I said it in that as well. There are a lot of people, got more flamboyance and talent than me. I have to work hard at it, and I'm not a big punter either, but I do take it seriously. That's the thing. So. I do spend a lot of time doing the cars. So.
I think you've got to, and I think when you have sometimes a break's. I've found recently with lockdown and stuff, a break's as good as a change. Sometimes I give it a week or so, and then you've got, if you're giving yourself a week or so where you're not doing it properly, you've got to then give yourself a week or so the other side of that.
Yeah.
Because the pricing of races, I had this discussion might be with Craig. So it's not just about watching the videos and the dogs and the times and stuff. It's about how you thought that previous race was going to be ran, to then take that forward into so like Serene Dolly's won there. Serene Dolly will have done a time, I would think, I haven't seen a time, quicker than what she's done over the past 3 weeks.
Yeah.
If you say to me next week, oh, Serene Dolly's a 30-50 bitch, she's not, but she's found herself in a race where she can go and do that run.
Yeah,
next week she won't be in that. But if you haven't done the work from that previous race, you can't take that work forward to the next race.
I've noticed at Doncaster as well, and listen, it was mental at Nottingham because they used to go up, down, and everywhere. But the going allowances, they tend to go, it's -20 and that's it right the way through the car. And it could be pissing it down the rain and it's still -20 right. It obviously can't be. It has to change. You know, you take the tractor around, if it's been pissing it down all day, you take the tractor around, it's got to get quicker. But they don't seem to do that. They seem to, and that's where I think the beauty of going back to watch your videos as a meeting, you can pick up on that.
Well, there's a trial session from when Great Name that trialed, which was given -20. The going was normal, like that day. Just loads of stuff like that where I mean, I know it happens at every track, but Donny especially, like, it just seems to be, you know, the going's just a guess up. It's great if you know the dogs because you just know what they are, but, you know, it won't be, you know, and they're not trialing all the time either, so it's not too bad. Like, you can just go and look at that one day's trials. Whereas at like Munmore and stuff, they're just, you know, trials before every bloody meeting, aren't they? Like,
yeah. Yeah,
going allowances are your best friend sometimes, aren't they? If you think you've got
they are, yeah. As a punter, yeah, they are.
If you think you've seen something, something that other people haven't seen, it's you know, manna from heaven. Because we know how everything's priced up. It's just priced up of algorithms on times, and
that's the thing with the early prices. That's where it helps you, Dave. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. I do agree with that. When I see something go normal on -10, and I think, well, it was slower than that, or it was quick, then I use that to my advantage because you know that dog's going to go up in grade. It's completely got no chance.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. By the way, does anybody want to bet 15-08 Romantic Rachel?
No, thanks.
That's another one. I
don't tell you what
against it. It's funny, actually. He highlighted that Ian Fortune on Racing Post TV quite a lot, where she was one of those she just never really won, didn't she? And then she's probably better sprinting than she is over 4 bends.
She was coming. I didn't pick up on it. I was there on Boxing Day when she won on Boxing Day, and it felt like most of Yorkshire was on her, to be honest. But she was bang right with the season that day. She'd come out of season, and when she won a 4.83 beforehand, when she went into season, for some reason I'd just not picked up on it at all. And now she's coming out of season. She's got loads of gears. She just does it. She does it at 4.83. She does it 2 to 3 sprinting. She does it where the winning line is just about, but. I don't know if she gets a run here either. How's she going to get a run?
I fancy the 2 here, me.
I fancy the 1. But
I just don't think no pace around it, is there? The 2 will get on the front here and do 30-40. That might be enough.
Yeah, I couldn't work out what 2 was, Craig. I thought 2 on debut was an early bird, didn't quite stay in yet last week.
I thought it run well last week.
Stayed okay, yeah. This was one of those going things, Dave, where Tommy Zelina, I thought Tommy Zelina was a 30-50 dog and they gave it a 30-70 dog. And I think 8's massive on Betfair, enormous.
Well, the thing is, this is one of them that I would agree that 8's too big. I didn't particularly fancy him, but he's going to get his own way into out wide.
If he breaks,
As long as he breaks, he's going to get his own way.
Which he does tend to, yeah.
The 3 doesn't want to be in 3 in a month Sundays.
No, moving off.
3. I've got 3 or 4 or 5 dog rather than 3. So
and not driving the bend.
I've got the 1 and the 2 just nicely housed, and I think the 1's been running. My concern is that 2 beats 1 to the bend, because then I've got another dog to back run. But I thought the 1 might turn. Usually it turns nearer last than first. I thought it might turn in the picture because I think 3 will do 4 out of the boxes. It's got 2. Romantic Rachel's just shown nothing. But I know, Craig. The 2's one of them that I've just not given myself an opinion of yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
I need to see more runs.
I just think here it's got a glorious chance to get on it, and I just thought, the free moving off, it's got to beat Jamara Smile to the bend. If it can't do that, it needs to give up. It's going to get round, isn't it? It's guaranteed to get round the inside at least.
But wouldn't you have? This is a bit of a stupid question, but I'd have Jamara Smile beating Smurfing Master.
I like the Master dog.
I thought that race last week was. I thought that A4 last week was. There was what was the thinning in there? I really didn't fancy it. Lily's. Oh, it was the.
It was
Lily's Mac.
It was.
Well,
yeah, Lily Mac.
That doesn't see out the 450, and that was favourite. So I kind of thought that was bottom end A4 last week.
They've been harsh on this, though, haven't they?
I must admit, obviously, when you look at the form here, Grosel Arrow's actually been up without winning, and yet Tommy Zelina's going up. But they're the two I fancy, and yet he's an A3, which is probably not a great A3. So I get what you're saying. Hello, Kiara is probably a fair A3 bitch, and Jamara Smile got beat.
That was I fancied the real deal. I fancy 4 Granted, and he's only been getting beat lengths and 2 lengths by them.
See, that's probably me again. Jamara Smile. Don't really fancy, never really fancied that and make it a price. Yeah,
no, she's always a big price, isn't she? Usually,
yeah.
I think they've been harsh with the 2 upgrading it. I didn't see any need for that. I didn't think it was one of them that was going to make you look silly next week as a handicapper.
No,
I think they've just done it to try and probably frame a race, haven't they? Probably a little bit shorter dogs.
Yeah. They could have put it in A4 though. Again, put some pace inside it and said, well, "Okay, go and win your race," couldn't they?
See, as an owner though, I prefer this. I prefer that chance to get on the skin and get your run, rather than being boxed up in a lower grade.
Yeah, no, I can see that definitely. Yeah, but
any reason this why the 6 can't ping and win?
No, not at all.
That's me. I think it's massively overpriced. I made it one of the favourites here. So
yeah, this was. I fancied 3 dogs tonight. All of them are outsiders. This was one of them, but it's from just the card and a couple of videos. It's certainly not as been as in depth as you boys, which is why I'll be a bit quieter than you lot tonight.
The thing is with Tommy Zelina, he tends to step out and therefore he gives himself a chance and I suppose he beat Kilara Havar and then Kilara Havar won as well next time out. So yeah,
the dog I don't think we've got to the bottom of yet, have we? And
he just keeps. Generally, the one time he didn't, he just sort of skewed out the boxes. But generally, like Touchwood, he steps out. So whereas Romantic Rachel doesn't, and she doesn't really stay, so she's got a bit of middle. But I don't see how she back runs Tommy Zelina. So she's one of those I always want to take on because I don't think she's got a lot of anything.
True.
She's got a bit of middle, and that's the thing. I think she's better sprinting, so she can run on the home stretch sprinting.
Yeah, I bet she's one of them dogs that if as an owner, when you first saw her run, you think brilliant. She's got a little bit of early. She does it lovely 2 to 3. She grows up as she progresses. You get a nice dog out of her, and she just nothing's the best way to describe her. It's just not a great way to describe.
I've ended up on 3 dogs here.
I've just bet the 1 small.
What are you on, Tricky?
2's my best winner, then followed by 1, and I break even on 6 just. And then rest of them are all disasters. So we don't want that. Just come away for fuck's sake.
Who's your best result? 6?
No, 2. 2's my best.
2, yeah. Okay, here we go then. Is that John the starter, isn't it?
Yeah, that's him. With his bandana.
Where's that come from?
I don't know, but it's a bad take, innit?
Air approaches off from racing. 3 steps out, but 6 showing early pace along with 2 into the turn, and it's 6 and 2. 2 up on the inside. Grosel Arrow now goes on and quickens away. 2 lengths clear from Tommy Zelina. Then in behind these comes Jamara Smile. A little gap now developing back to free for all as they reach the 3rd turn. 2 still with a length and a half lead from Tommy Zelina, who's trying to close, but here comes the bend and 2's whipped round from 1 now's picking up in behind. Grosel Arrow from Jamara Smile and up towards the line. Grosel Arrow will win it and win it well. 2-1-6. We've got that reasonably spot on.
Just a try-cast.
Yeah,
that'll do.
Can you go?
We're not worthy, Tricky.
What is that? A studio tri-cast?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh god!
Get Trap 3 Tina emailing in now. That's it. The jobs are good.
That's the dream. 2-1 as well. That's down.
My My damn stubbornness that for not backing dogs when they get upgraded. Without
I just thought they'd just give it a massive chance to get on it there. I just thought
that's the thing, because to be fair, Dave, that you could have easily called it an A4, and you say, "Oh, Jamara Smiles got a drop in grade, but Grosvenor run well last time." So
if they'd have called it an A4, then
you'd have got your head round it.
I'd have probably still back the one. And
that's it. Yeah. To be fair, I suppose again, Grosvenor was always one that could improve. And probably had the draw to do it with 3 moving off. I mean, yeah, I kind of went with 6 because it was the bigger price, really, but nicked out of 2 and had 2-1 as well. So
I think the only runners I had when I first looked at it was, like I say, the reason being Jamara Smiley, I always put a line for him, but was 2 and 6, and I thought they were the only 2, and I'm like, well, 6 isn't going to back run 2, and 2's not going to back run 6. 5's not in the mention. It was just one of them races, like, weren't it? It's like it's simple. The more you look at it, it was like simple, really.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Whereas I kind of make Romantic Rachel like a 9-2 fight to 1 chance, and yet they're chalking up 2-1, 15-8. So that takes up a massive part of your market straight away. So
yeah, they're the races when you've got a line through one they're going to put in short.
Yeah.
Oh, just man, you've got to, because usually sometimes I find as long as the earlies just stay around where they are, the Betfair market just starts from that pace anyway.
But then, to be fair, I suppose Tommy's Lane made Tommy's Lane too short. Do you know what I mean? So, and it's had every chance there. To be fair, so
it's probably just maybe found its
its level now. Yeah.
The dog in the next I absolutely love. By the way, that crying old Kevin, I'd love to buy him. I really would love to buy him.
You love a rogue.
This dog, I honestly, when he refused and I was on him, I hated him for about 30 seconds and I just laughed. It's just one of them dogs I just love. I don't know why I like him so much. He's just great.
Sorry, who's that, Craig?
Crying old Kevin.
Oh, yeah.
Horrible dog, but
he was me bet tonight if you get a bit of evens of place.
Yeah, that's the one.
Place 3.
I placed 2'd him at 10 to 11 for 110, which I think stealing money, to be honest. But I don't know how he doesn't frame up. Happy Tally's a weird dog, isn't it?
Yeah, you can really easily jump over a dog, and he's another one. He's a bit chicken on the bend, isn't he?
That's exactly what he is for me. If you give him a race where he can lead a length for the bend, he'll go and do you a 29.90 or 30 dead. Put dogs around him.
Yeah, there's no early in this next race, and the only negative is Molly's Mill smashing and just being in his eye line. But
I thought they put Molly's Mill in here to maybe stop him to the bend. Just because Molly's Mill takes 10 yards straight and then starts moving over. I just thought it takes Happy Tally 2 or 3 strides to get moving as well, doesn't it?
But then, he's been running against better earlier than this. It's just, you don't expect Lukaku to be there. You'll breeze past Adele. Brennan's Canty.
He'll make the 1 and 2 look silly to the bend. He's beat Brennan's Canty to the bend. It's just the 4 coming across.
It's just 4 smashing and just being in his eye line and edging in a little bit. Yeah, that's.
I've got to take
a few runs ago with something, wasn't it?
Yeah. If the 4 takes out the 3 here, by the way, I think the 6 can actually lead. I think he's got a little bit more early than he's given credit for.
Yeah.
He's got
it's his starting, Craig, isn't it? Really, he can walk out, can't he? But you're right. If it's just not, this is a poor A2. It is a good race for Happy Tally, apart from Molly's Mill. That's the only little negative. But he's got more early than Molly's Mill, but she's probably a better starter and will move in. I used to have her a lane 2.5, but she might just go 3, and he'll be 2 3/4 for me. But so he might be all right. But it's going to be on his braking, and of course Springwood Adele can smash every now and again and just get in the way early.
Horrible. She's horrible, isn't she? Chase anything there.
I watched this mill a few times to see because I was obviously trying to get Happy Tally beat, just bookmaker head, and it is bizarre how she runs. She does from 4. She will go straight. She'll go straight for like 10 or 15 strides, and then she's kind of edges in. It's rather than just moving to where she wants to be. She'll give Happy Tally she'll give it room for a few strides, which I quite like it actually as a make-up and a bit of grading, because they know Happy Tally's not going to rip the bars down. Yeah. So by the time Molly's Mill is going to start moving, that's when Happy Tally's going to start running.
So I suppose the more daylight that Molly's Mill sees inside of, the more she'll come across. That's the thing. So
yeah, probably so. I wanted to love the 1 or the 2 here. was how I originally looked at the race. Very different to everybody else and the market, because if the 4 does go with the 3 to the bend, the 3 will check off. And I thought 1 or 2 would get round, but Lukaku was just not driving his bends like I'd want him to.
No.
He's got a lot of pace, but he's just not driving his bends.
And 2 probably outstart 1, Dave?
Yeah, maybe. But the problem is the 3's got that much pace, it can nearly check off the back of 4, and 2's only going to be a length in front of it. And he'll bury the 2 to the 3rd bend. But then I don't think he stays either, Happy Tally. He got picked up by something the other week, didn't he? What did he get picked up
I
by?
was shocked. Yeah.
Lenny,
on Lenny.
I thought that was race over off the 2nd bend. And
me
Lenny
too.
came back. Lenny came back and beat it.
Do you remember that race when Lenny backrun Gemma? When we had an absolute mortal. just a weird bitch here. Like, I've always thought she'd suit like 575 Romford, and then you watch her over the 483 and she doesn't stay. It's like she baffles me. She really does.
This Happy Tally is what I've priced the race up to my prices. This Happy Tally could go off. I've got a range of price. This Happy Tally returns is from 1.7 to about 4.1. That's how confident I am.
And Dave, when you price up, what percentage you price up to?
Judging by that, about 190.
Yeah. Give yourself a bit of wiggle room. I try to price to about 125.
Do you?
As a rule, yeah. I have, and then I try and from my 125, I try and price to 100. But I've never talked to or found anybody who can price to 100 particularly accurately.
No,
I think it's really hard.
No, well, I must admit, when I first started, I was told, which was like 2000, 2001, I was told to bet to 122, probably 122. When I went to Nottingham, I tried to sort of shave it a little bit, went 118 generally. But now I priced Doncaster to about 111.
Right.
And part of that is because obviously I'm doing a bit of work for the tote, and they wanted me to price to 100%, and I kind of find I find that difficult. I wouldn't even know how to start to price to 100%, but I'm quite comfortable betting to 110, 111 now, and thinking that they're going to have a 10% takeout, so that should be about right. Do you know what I mean?
I think I found Craig is a better man at this. He's doing it day in, day out. I was doing it to bet. When I was betting down there, I was betting to like 130, coming down to 125. When I priced to less percentage, I found all I did was knock the dogs out that I didn't think could win.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'd find myself in a position where I made 125 that wasn't actually a 25 to 1 shot. It'd be a 6. It'd be a 6 shot, and I found myself getting too big on the back end.
Yeah.
I'm the same. Like, when I've ever tried to price to 100, I've always been like, dogs I make 7 to 4 are still 7 to 4 to 100 or to 125. If I make something like 8 to 125, I'm like probably 150.
Listen, I made Log Hill Rover 20s easily in the first. I actually didn't see how he run particularly, but
not great, I don't think.
I was too busy watching Serene Dolly. But but not. It's not often I make a dog 20 by any means.
I do a lot.
Yeah,
sometimes 3 in a race.
I've got two in a race 20 later.
Yeah.
I've got 2 in a race 20 later.
The
thing with price, no, not that one. No, the thing with price, I think whether you're trying to do it professionally or not, it's just a brilliant exercise to do because you're not actually having to show anybody. Just have a go. Have a go at it. Know how to work up and have a go at it, and then you'll start to see, mistakes you make. You might not, but it's a really good.
Dave,
exercise.
if you're encouraging someone to do that, what would you encourage them to bet to start with, percentage wise?
I'd probably encourage them to try and bet to about 125.
Yeah,
because it's a fair kind of. It's a bookmaker's kind of. I'm still pricing as a. When I price, I still price as a bookmaker. I think the more of a punter, if you've got the punter mentality, you need to get priced closer to 100%.
Yeah, I agree with them. Yeah.
But like I'm pricing, I had Happy Tally a 6 to 4 shot in here, and so that's from 6 to 4 to 125%. So if all of a sudden Happy Tally gets 5 to 4 evens, I'm wanting to lay. But that's something I'm trying to get away from. But my first impression is what can I lay in here? What can I lay in here? What can I lay in here? Whereas actually, the more I'm not bookmaking and punting more, I find that you're actually better I will lay Happy Tally if it gets short, but I'll also back 2 of the others in the race that I think have gone the other way too much, rather than just having a flat lay of Happy Tally and everything winning with the same. I might say, well, actually, Springwood Dell at 28. That's wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll make that win me more.
Even money the place here, Kevin.
I see that. I was just clicking as you spoke.
So what's the bet here then, guys?
6 for me, place. Is a chaser.
Yeah, that was my bet. Yeah, it's exactly my bet. Exactly my bet. I tried to complicate it on Sunday as well with crying old Kevin. I bet him and had the forecast back, and I won out the race. I did. That was probably my best success story. But I think really I should have kept it simple and just lumped on the place and had whatever I had on the forecast on the place. But
we're discussing our win markets. Our place markets are derived from win markets. It's the most bonkers, backwards thing that's ever happened in gambling, isn't it?
I've laid thingy as well. Happy Tally a place because if it doesn't lead, it's beating it. So you're effectively laying, 1.7.
Gerald McGrath on the screen. He fancied Brennan's Kante.
Looking at this, then have I got Lukaku wrong? Because I had Lukaku the biggest price out of the lot of them, and obviously 2 and 4 are bigger than him. But
I didn't. I think he can run. I just think he's just easing his bends. I liked his makeup. He's got enough pace to get up inside Edel to the bend. I think.
Right.
But I think what he'll do is he'll try and get up Edel to the bend, and they'll stop each other. And did they run against you last week? They did, didn't they, against Tom?
Yeah.
Edel led Lukaku out, and then he caught
Edel
just before the bend, and ran up the back of him.
Yeah, I got bit jibby bends, Lukaku, but got a bit of 2 to 3. So
something stop Free getting to the bend, and we'll all be happy.
I reckon,
just need dogs around it. It just puts a step in it, but it can do that in here and still win the race. I think it's got that much pace, 2 to 3.
I'd love Kevin to be behind him though. I think Kevin would take him off like.
Kevin's the ideal dog to chase this because if he comes home like he did against Scirocco, Kevin won't be able to stay behind it.
So now you've said that, made a statement about the place market is bonkers. Happy Tally is 2.6 in the win market. Crying Kevin's 4.2. So 13 to 8 and 3 to 1.
Yeah.
In the place market, they're more or less 4 to 5. Yeah. Both of them.
This place market is, and you can tell that by there's been $5 matched in the place market and 17 grand in the win. That's more than usual, I would think. People know Kevin now, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
It's like Turbo.
Yeah. Maybe not so extreme, but her approaches. And away and racing, and 5 smashed out, moved off a true line as well. Brennan's Kante now being passed by Happy Tally, who's got a comfortable lead into the turn. It is now 2 lengths clear. Happy Tally from Brennan's Kante. Then there's a gap back to Brennan's Lukaku, and trying to pick up now is the Stripes Crying Old Kevin, but they're well strung out around the last 2 turns, and it's 3 Happy Tally on the front end. Closing now is Brennan's Kante, will be staying on the closing stages up towards the line. Happy Tally will see it out. Happy Tally will beat Brennan's Kante and Crying Old Kevin, only 3rd. That was always a danger of 5 getting in front of 6, actually.
If Kante stayed inside, Tally there wins, doesn't it? For me.
Yeah, I'd have said so, yeah. The 6 has done something daft at the start, hasn't he? What's he done?
Yeah,
he's like skewed the cans.
Well, I think because 5's
moved right.
Off, he's kind of gone in, yeah.
He's skewed him,
then they've swapped back again, so.
The 4 moved off there, didn't he? Molly's Mill?
Yeah.
At the lids?
He just started, didn't he? 3, so probably that's what I'm saying. When she sees daylight, she'll move in, whereas when there's a dog inside her, maybe she won't as much. That actually, to be fair, the Betfair market got it spot on in that respect because 2 and 4 were out the back, and like you said, Dave, 1 was in front of 2 and 4. So.
This next here, by the way, what a mess. I think this is the worst graded race I think I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, if you're a racing manager, if you put this together, how can you sleep at night? Like the 5 wants like near enough the rail.
I know.
The 4's going to move in as well. The 1's moving off the fence and jibbing the corners. Just an absolute disgrace. The 6 probably wants the 4. If I had a dog in this, I'd be pulling it out.
Yeah, but you're miserable.
I am, to be fair, yeah.
I didn't watch Lukaku there. Did he feel his way around the bends again, or did he run them a bit better?
It seems to take forever going round 1 and 2.
Did he?
Yeah, it took a while to go around 1 and 2. Yeah.
And he's got a champion there, the winner as well. By the way, he's just when he gets it right at the start, he'll do a time as well. I would have thought there. But
do you remember the run that he run against Letter Kane and he run all over the back of it?
Yeah,
he showed unbelievable pace.
Yeah.
And then I bet him the week after, and he was just.
But he tends to panic at the first bend and jump over the back of dogs, doesn't he? That's the thing.
He did me a right favour one time in an open. He beat something of Keithley's that was really short. Roxhome something.
Oh yeah,
in the 450.
A wide dog that.
It looked like
Archie, Roxhome Archie.
That's it. Looked like Westmead Oak down the back straight. Tally get into it.
That's what I'm saying. You couldn't catch your breath last week when he led and got beat, could you?
No, it went in a B2 and.
Yeah.
Yeah, this Dotty don't run the bends, does it at all here? Like
no, as you say, it's moving off and jibbing. I got jibbing bends, jibbing bends. It's one of those where I couldn't.
I'm actually quite sweet on one here.
Mustang United.
That's my second. I had that second favourite. Well, actually joint favourite with the 2. I don't get the 1. You can keep the 1 until the 1 wins a race.
I think the 2's better missing here. By the way, I think if the 2 misses, I think you might get inside at the corner.
Well, it ran against the 1, 2 runs back and ran all over the back of the 1. It checked the 1 at the bend, got a bump out wide, and went past it like it was stood still off the second bend.
Yeah.
Milzori will hold its line to the bend, but if Milzori's got the pace to beat me to the 3rd bend, then I don't deserve to win. Mustang United, if Mustang United finds that early pace from the 483 pole when it won, it'd be an absolute certainty in here. But he's never done it from these 4.
No, and it's one of those never really runs the same race twice either.
And Flew the Coop will be straight in front of him, won't he?
Yeah, smashing out, moving in.
So I thought
4's moving across as well, like.
Yeah, 4. Well, I thought 4 would be into Milzori. I thought Milzori would hold the line from 3. Mustang United and Flew the Coop would be moving across. Katunda Dotty will break down the inside. I just thought the 2 would just move inside Milzori at the bend, pick off the 1 off the back straight, go away in 4 or 5 lengths.
What price would Blistering Star be here in 6?
Odds on.
Yeah, I'd be the same.
I was
crying out for a good wide.
Clear way, Vicky's going to move in surely, and she's not been quite firing.
No, she's been.
She was one there. She's just chasing a cobblers off, and last 3 ups not quite as good.
You were right. This is one of the races, Craig. That if you had a genuine half early paced wide runner in here,
you'd be back into the hills
all day. You just go blind. Flew the Coop moving. Just his first steps left. I think Flew the Coop's first step will be left from any box he comes out of. To be honest, I don't think it's particularly.
But he does want. He definitely wants further in. Like
he wants 4 for me. I think he wants 4. I don't think I could put him in 3.
I'd have him further in. I watched a video of him. I think it was the last run. I'm sure it was, and he was like virtually on the rail at the corner, just before the corner.
Oh, I could have him in 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have him 3.5 from here, so I could have. Jesus, you see dogs moving up from 3 into 4, so I don't think. I think he'll stay straight out of 3. Me personally.
Maybe so.
Has anyone had an early bet in the race?
I'm just betting the 2 now. trying to drip it in on the machine at 6.
You're betting 2 to win.
Greedy.
Yeah. You've got to drip it in. You can't put money into the machine; it petrifies it.
Oh dear, Dave. How did you first get into dogs?
I first got into dogs by just going down to Doncaster with some of my mates. I work on horse racing, and it was like a good night out. We were 18. Went down. One of the people we knew trained dogs down there. Then within, as everyone's story is, within 3 weeks, would you want to buy one of my dogs? You can run it on here. Then we had one, and then we really got into it. Went to a sale at Perry Bar. Perry Bar used to do some sales. I know they're doing some now. They did some sales about 15 years ago, 14 years ago. And me and my brother went down, and about 8 of us used to go to the dogs. We're not buying one, don't we? We're just going to go down and have a look. And came back with 2 dogs. Came back with 2 dogs in the boot. And come on, who wants to share, lads? Kind of thing. And that was it. We had 9 or 10. Then bred a litter from one of them, Droopy's Meltzer, she was called, who was a sister to Droopy's Cane. Absolutely useless, all of them.
So what sort of year was this? What sort of age we talking?
It was about 12 years ago. I was 23, 24. Honestly, Craig. And then I just fell out of it. Nothing fall out with it. I just got a bit disillusioned with it.
Yeah.
It was I've said before on Racing Post TV, I was in it purely for the social side of it. It was a brilliant night out. It was an enjoyable night out. I owned dogs. They weren't making me money. I backed the dogs.
Yeah.
We didn't win it backing dogs. It was a social occasion.
Yeah.
One of the trainers who we got on really well, we still do get on really well, Colin Wilton. He moved to Nottingham.
Yeah.
Nottingham raced at weird times, and we found.
So where was Colin?
Colin was at Doncaster.
Oh, right, I didn't know that. Right.
Yeah,
no, Colin when I was at Nottingham. Yeah.
Yeah, he had our dogs when we were, and he bred the litter for us when we were at Doncaster. Then he moved to Nottingham. We sent all our dogs there, but we just found we didn't get down to watch them, and and then we had a couple at Sheffield, but running at. I'm not a fan of my dogs running at 11:30 in the morning, and on a Tuesday. And then obviously Doncaster needed a bookmaker, so I said, yeah, I'll come back and bookmake. So that was like 3.5 years ago. I went back to Doncaster and got back into it again, and I do love it. I miss not owning. I know I had a share with Craig with Duala Prince. I do miss not owning dogs and having dogs, and that having a pup that you can dream about winning the day. I miss that. I do miss it, and you're not going to, but
I must admit, you're right about the dreaming part of it. That is the thing where you get a young dog, or you buy a new dog. I think even if you buy a new dog, you just you go to trials and you get that.
Yeah. I mean, the litter we bred, we had. I think we had 7 of them, and you do genuinely have 15 months of believing you've got a Derby winner there for them to break your heart. But it's brilliant, and it cost us a lot of money to get them there and all that. But it was a brilliant experience. It's something that anybody who's into greyhound racing, I would suggest you do it, just to say you've done it. And I missed it, but I just can't see an angle as an owner. I can't see an angle for the enjoyment of owning greyhounds at the minute.
Yeah,
you need an open race.
The way things have gone, probably, I think it's been sort of accelerated because of COVID, but even sort of kind of slightly before that, it was leading that way. Whereas you do feel, what the hell am I doing owning a multitude of dogs? So I must admit, I felt that, and I for my own sanity, I had to pull the plug and say I can't have as many, and I've ended up actually I've got one bitch now, and that's it. She's at Crayford, but yeah,
I think you enjoy it more having. You take it for granted when you got loads. I had one point. I had 3 or 4 open races, and unless they were in a competition, if it was an open at Hove on a Thursday, I'd be like, oh, I'll watch it if I'm in. If not, and like when you get to that stage for dogs you've paid 6-7 grand for, it's not. It's what's the point? What is the point?
Aren't you?
Yeah.
I must admit, Gary Noble actually sent me I think it was yesterday or the day before, he sent me a cut. He said he was clearing out some stuff. He sent a cut in, and we had a dog called Stargaze. Lorraine had a really good contact with a really lovely fella, Jerry in Ireland, used to send dogs over, and I think he virtually sent a whole litter, Lorraine, didn't he? About 6 of them, and we kind of syndicated some. But me and Gary owned this. The two brothers, one was Idealised, the other one was Stargaze. Idealised was just a sort of an A2 dog, but Stargaze was one of them. We took him to Wimbledon, and he won a puppy open at Wimbledon, and then, like you said, Dave, then you start dreaming, and he was I think he was the 2010 dog to follow that Phil Donaldson did for the following year. So now you think, oh, Derby, but he actually reached the Henlow Derby final. He got beat by that big lump of a dog. He actually hit the deck in the final. He got tumbled. Westmead Guru of Kelly Finley's.
Yeah.
He got, and he was a fair dog. He was a fair dog. We had a bit of fun with him. We ended up putting him over hurdles, like a lot of Lorraine's dogs. We always tried him over hurdles, but he was never really a natural. He was fast, but he was never really a natural hurdler. And I think he was a little bit quirky. I have to admit, I think he was actually a little bit quirky, the dog. But he won races for us, and he won quality races for us, to be fair. But never really had a dog that, like you and Craig had, that I could say, well, we'll put him in the Derby. So it is a thrill, and it's
I'm convinced that I'll never have one that good again.
Same.
I can't. I mean, we didn't get anywhere near as what we wanted out of him in terms of number of runs and competitions and stuff. But he's won a heat of a Derby. You'll never take that away from him, and I don't think I'll get another one to win a heat of a Derby. I'll be honest.
That felt like he won the Derby that night. I've gone absolutely bent in the middle. I'm screaming my head off, just going.
I've got to tell you, Craig, that was what drew me towards, like, you as a kind of a person, as a persona, if you like, because that, to me, that means you're like the rest of us. You kind of got you could see your art pounded out your chest when you was interviewed as well. It was like pure emotion. It was excellent TV, Craig. I've got to tell you, it was brilliant.
It's honestly one of the best. Like, I mean, Greyhound wise, that one be beat for me. Like, it was just mad.
Yeah.
You know, and not just that as well. To beat the dogs he beat as well, like Calora Line and the
Beach Avenue.
Yeah, Beach Avenue.
Yeah.
You know, good dogs and that. And I don't get wrong, I gave
beat
him
him on merit, by the way.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and even the 5 dog, that Luna Rocket, like that can tear to the bend. That can, and,
Yeah.
he's gone with it off the second bend.
Yeah. In this race, if anyone fancies following Dave in on the 2, you can get slightly better with Bresbet than you can on the machine at the moment.
Arbin.
Judges.
No arbing. The only place for a hedge is the garden or Aintree.
By the way, how can Milzuri be 13 here?
Yeah.
This could be a mess. And if it's a mess, and then she plays, doesn't she?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know what's happened to this Ruby dog. This is another dog that I pigeonholed. The last twice, she's a different bitch. She was doing the 2:30 sectionals and showing nothing. Last 2 runs, she's shown loads of pace for me for this grade.
What was the other Jamara dog as well?
The one that nearly picked Madison up.
Yes, that one. That's another one. That would say.
Gift.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, gift. Yeah, gift. Yeah, that's it. That's the babby.
Yeah. I was scratching my head that night as well. But that was probably because she was wrong out of season, Madison, wasn't it? More than anything else.
Yeah, I think so. But she
Because
still give it a game effort last
She
week.
beat the same bitch, didn't she? When
Last
you
week,
fancied her the other night.
I thought she run poor on. Well, she did everything wrong at the start, didn't she? On Monday.
She did. Yeah, she did.
Heartbreak.
So, 2, Dave?
Yeah, I'm very 2 here. This is
Just 2. Oh, very 2.
just
Right.
2, very 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Just
What, nosebleed 2?
It feels like it's very, very early to be very something, doesn't it? But I'm very 2.
We like that.
Craig?
2 and 3 for me.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm just against 1 and 5 really, so I'm just piddled. I piddled here.
I was hoping I could lay the one at under 5 to 2, but that's not.
No.
It nearly
That's not
transpired though.
transparent.
It was 3.7
nearly-
before, yeah.
Was it you? Who was just? Did you decide you wanted to lay under 11 or 4 and
Yeah.
beat me into it?
I wanted to lay a bit of place, to be honest. That's
Just
right.
dogs like that. You've got to watch them win, haven't you, before you can start getting involved.
This is the thing. This could really get concertinaed here, couldn't it? That's the thing. There's going every which we're all going across. So
You can't plot a run for anything here, can you?
no.
I plotted one for Ruby. Zori's going to hold at United and Coop. And
I'm
Ruby's
hoping.
just gonna
I'd love Zuri to miss here. Just walk out.
No, don't. Well, if Zuri missed, Mustang United will probably win.
Yeah,
That's
could
true,
be.
actually.
But
Does it clear 1 from the bend though? That's the thing, because he cuts in the bend, doesn't he? The Mustang dog. And the 5 can stop the 4 as well.
Need a ping from 1 and 2 to give it get a toe round.
Right. They're going to be checked over anyway. There's money for this in the ring as well. Look, Jamara Ruby.
Oh,
The power of DJ.
well,
Playing the
Zuri.
piano in the boxes as well. Look. And away. Oh, 1 come out and stumbled, and it's 5 the first to show flew the coop that's got across the field and leads comfortably from Mustang United, who's turned second. Now picking up is Jamara Ruby, who's gone on the outside of that rival. Gap back to 3-6-1, the back marker. It's 5 still with the lead. Jamara Ruby is showing all sorts of speed, though, and starts to close around the last 2 turns. It's the orange jacket of 5 flew the coop with now 2 running at the backside of that rival. Up towards the line. 5's kicking again. 5 flew the coop wins it, and wins it a couple from Jamara Ruby, who missed the kick, actually.
You wonder if the 2 had switched inside there off the 4th.
Yeah, bit unlucky.
Could have been different.
Messing about, the
really
traps
think-
actually walked out, yeah. And 1 stumbled, helped you to a certain extent, but if
She's run right off, though, hasn't she, to the bend?
she's run off again. Yeah, she does that sometimes. She gets trapped on the inside, runs off on the turn.
I think
I think they're unlucky there, Dave.
the free's on a stinker there, on it. She's not even.
Yeah.
She's not picked a leg up like, and she normally chase anything like.
It's not a greyhound, is it?
The
No, it's not.
Five's found a bingo, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The racing post nap in trap 1.
I mean, I've normally got a well away, but that was a very well away. It was just ridiculous. And then 2's climbed all over the back of 5 when trying to make the move. Really,
Yep.
Stays on the
Nice
rail there,
kick.
you've chance, haven't you?
I think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
To be fair to the 5 though, it is pulling away a little bit towards the end, isn't it? But
I don't think she stays that strong, Ruby.
no, she doesn't. She's all
She's
back
big.
straight pace, isn't she?
She's big middle, but
Yeah.
she kind of crawls last 30, 40 yards. Not
She's
crawls,
like that-
that's harsh on her.
It's like that other dog, isn't it? That cross dog. That's similar. In fact, all them Jamara dogs are all the bloody same. They're all like big middle paces.
Yeah. Oh well. I was a bit disappointed with Mustang United though, because he got round in a pitch there, didn't he? United.
Yeah, he just faded, didn't he?
Again, yeah. But he said, yeah, throw that away. Put me
The
lost in and throw
five,
that
the
away.
5 was properly away and gone.
Yeah, it's one.
I mean, that sort of rate wins at 90% of tracks in this country.
Yeah. Yeah, throw the race away. Don't worry about it. Just put
On to the next one. It's barely even 7 o'clock. The night is still young.
This next is what's going to pick up Candy here.
Jazz. If beating Lottie, it's getting round.
Can it get round Lottie though? I don't think it can be.
Yeah.
That's my big thing with it.
She's 13. She's nearly 14 weeks out of season, isn't she, Jazz?
Yeah, she is, and she's like better than these as well. To be fair, but I just can't plot a run for her. That's my problem. I'm betting 2-1 about a dog I can't plot a run for.
No, it's not. She's 7. If I had the luxury of a 365, I'd have to take advantage of 7-2. I think that's too big.
Is that what price it is on 365? Yeah.
365 or 7-2, Jazz. That's too big, I think.
Yeah, that is.
There's loads of form with the 6, isn't there? They've met loads of time 5 and 6, and 5 beats 6 every time they meet each other. Although the 6 has got more really. This 6 is one of them round Doncaster. You'll agree, Craig. Like you look at them sectionals, 228, 225. She's quicker up than that.
Yeah, she is.
It just takes a 3 or 4 strides to get moving.
Yeah, she's almost got like pace to the bend, but not pace to the. She's only just getting started, like after about 2 or 3 strides, like you say.
When you put her in, if you put her in another race with 4 and 5 with similar sectionals, you want to be on her because she'll beat him to the bend.
Yeah, that's it. Almost, she's not like Miss Breakish either, is she? She's just like,
No,
it takes her like a few strides to get going.
But I thought if Jazz could turn in a pitch here, I know that's the question that everyone's asking: what pitch can do? What pitch can do?
Something might not.
Surely this is the first time she's going to get on something like decent going over this trip for a while.
Yeah, it is. And to be fair though, she's higher up than what she was racing when she was getting beat. Like obviously when she was going like 50 lengths clear and that.
She was against her every week, Dave, when she was over the
laying a place every week.
Yeah. What price would you have in the pause in this?
In this, what box? 3 or 4?
Well, the point is that in the pause, were the last time she ran in this grade, she got beat 3 lengths by in the pause. I'd have in the pause 1 on the front 3, I would think.
Yeah.
I've got in the pause a 28-25, 28-30 dog when doing it right.
The thing is here though, with Candy, she could have the right dogs behind her, like James and one. Lottie probably will back run her, but they're not certain about running her.
I think the track is probably a little bit slow, actually, looking at some of the times.
Yeah, I think it's probably 20 slow.
Yeah, I think that's fair. The tally dog, I think I saw it came up, did 30, didn't it?
30, yeah. I'd have said 30 dead, 30-05.
I've got 30. Yeah, I've got tally a 30 dead dog as a rule. It got round in it, and the flew the coop's done 28.76 there, which is about
50 odd. I'd have said.
I've got I've got her a 60 dog, and she's absolutely ripped them down, hasn't she? So yeah, 20 or 30, which obviously doesn't favour Candy.
No, but it doesn't look. I mean,
what did you make of Lottie's run last week? Anybody? Because them trials looked all right, and I was a bit disappointed with her last week. I didn't think she showed a great deal.
She's a weird bitch, though, isn't she? She's a really weird bitch. She can really run when she's been on it in the past. Like she's done 27 80s and 70s, I think.
She came last week, absolutely pinged out.
Yeah,
into first bend, just got clattered. Just other dogs got to bend at the same time, and that was good night Vienna.
It was just I didn't particularly like what she did from halfway. She's not the strongest in the world, but I just thought she let something past her. Might run later.
Yeah, like that there.
Monbed Jet. She let Monbed Jet past her.
Yeah, the Monbed Jet passed her. When Monbed Jet were knocked off the front end, I didn't think that.
But she probably couldn't even see the bunny that far back.
You could forgive it, couldn't you?
So, I mean, she's trapped like an absolute demon.
If she does that again here, she'll play her because, I mean, she's got a 27.79 on a card.
And that was out of trap 4. It's in 4 again.
She's got a bingo winner and she's got a miss in her, though. What's her problem, innit?
Yeah.
She's very inconsistent, isn't she?
She is.
I've got a theory about this race.
I'm delighted you sat there and let us build it up, Paul. I'm delighted that you
Pontificate.
tell us the winner.
I think I fancy red. I think if 2 leads, one will get in the old win behind and outstay. That's the way I read it. But
I'm hoping Candy goes to a price here because I'll end up betting her. And just pray that we hang on and then don't hang on.
I must admit, I think she'll lead. Yeah, and you're right.
That's why I love discussing greyhound racing with other people, whether you agree or you disagree. Someone's always got an angle. I'd not even looked at that angle. I just put a line through for Rainy Shadow and thought it can't live with...
Same.
I know I had. I just put a line and thought it can't live with the likes of Mount Cashel, Jazz and Barnside, Lottie and Eden Girl. It's just not that class. But the point you're making is there's every chance that it turns second and
yeah.
Then what's going to pick up the pieces?
She can ping herself, and don't get me wrong, I'm on the back foot if she don't ping because she hasn't really got a lot of speed, and I think you always rely on the ping to get outpaced to turn in the pitch and then stay on. But getting beat by Barnside Nyla ain't bad form.
Rouse cat as well.
That was my problem with that race. I think that's why I didn't fancy the one. Nala missed, didn't she, that day?
Yeah.
And then Nala took it off Rainy Shadow off the second bend. I thought in my head I had Rainy Shadow being stronger than Nala off a miss from Nala.
Yeah, but I think Nala's a fruit.
Nala, yeah. And Franny Shadow's been beaten by nothing.
No, but she's coming forward, the Nala dog, as well. Really is coming forward.
Yeah, she is. She's quick. She's quicker than we all know at the moment. She's quicker than she thinks she is.
I like your angle there, looking at the videos, PL.
No, I just think Franny Shadow is running really, really well.
Yeah.
I want to love the 5, but I can't. I just can't see a way.
I did love the 5, but I don't want to love it at 2-1. That's the price I had it. I had it 2-1, 9-4, so I can't.
She cuts in as well on the turns, and if Candy's there or Brennan James might run better from 3. To show
once middle done it.
Just sit there.
I couldn't put Brennan James in 2 ever again. It wants 3 or 4, doesn't it? For me.
Yeah,
3 and a bit.
Probably more a 4 dog, to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd have it 3 and a bit.
Yeah. So,
but again, it's a big up for Brennan James. I know Flew the Coop just frankly, but you look at Flew the Coop, Piggy Towel, Romantic Bernie, they'd all get.
I'm going to say something here. I think Mount Castle Jazz is live anyway. Someone's just took the 100 and odd at 2-1.
Not guilty either.
No, I'm definitely not guilty of this either. Someone's taken it very, very early.
Yeah, they have. Yeah, it's not even a show yet. Is that 7-2 still there with 365?
I doubt it with the 4 point. They actually watch the thingy.
No chance. No, they'll be on the SAS prices now.
Yeah.
Now 8 minutes into it, SAS.
7 normally. To be fair.
No, it's gone 7-2, 5-2, 2. 7-4.
She actually did run well last time, didn't she? She showed good pace, but
she's coming out of season. She might need another week or so.
Yeah,
that's my concern with her. And there's lots of ish pace around, isn't there? Like the 4, the 6, the 5. They're all kind of the 3. They might all hit the bend at a similar time. I can now you've mentioned the one. I can see if 3, 4, 5, and 6 all go to the bend, they could be in a bit of a mess, couldn't they?
Yeah.
That's why I put back 2 though as well, because
I think 2 needs to lead to win. 3's got to lead to win. 5's really got to lead to win.
Bracebet have just laid a very big bet on the 5.
A very big bet.
Yep.
Again, not guilty. I think the 5 could back run. I don't think the 5 has to lead actually.
4 figures.
Well, yes, it's got middle, but then you'd be breathing in on the running. But then, as you say, you're only breathing in probably to red, aren't you? So
yeah.
What price have they laid, by the way? 6-4.
7-4.
7-4. Jeez.
Yep.
Someone likes this.
7-4.
This will probably just win by 8 lengths or something. It'll probably just make him look bad. Park away in it. He's a genius, like, to be fair to him. He is, honestly.
The Parker lad, yeah, he is. Well, his mum was as well. So,
like, I mean, when you're running against some of the trainers they're running against, like, it's, it's just different class, isn't it, to them, being honest.
Yeah.
That's why he's probably stayed there. To be fair, like
Yeah, he'd be the big fish in the small pond, wouldn't he? I suppose.
Yeah.
Really.
Why would you want to go and run against Draper's dogs and
Yeah.
Stevenson and trainers like that when you can run against, Janice and
Yeah.
them types?
I don't know. I've just watched the video of the last run for the 5. I don't know.
You got a negative?
I'd rather be back in the 1 at the price than the 5 at the price.
Yeah.
I think I might not even have a bet this race.
Steady on.
I know it's that bad.
We'll see.
Either that or I'm going to bet five dogs or something in the race. It's going to be one of two ways.
Yeah.
Go proper wild Chinaman. Just something go massive. That's all I'm asking. Just something just go completely ridiculous price.
Something just go mad.
Craig, we've got a bit of time. We better ask you how you got into dogs.
I was sat in the pub one day. Me and my old man were going to sharing a racehorse. Decided that was a bad idea because we wanted to actually own it ourselves, sort of thing. Couldn't probably afford a racehorse either. So it was a case of, why don't we buy a dog? Gone on the internet, bought a bitch called Lubar Reel. She was like A4 Sunderland or something. Went to Bellevue. Didn't even stay 470. Got picked up every week she led. Every time I got told to bet her, did me absolute stones on her. Betting her about a monkey every week she run. Did it in, and then one night she won at like 7-1 when she wasn't fancied. Brilliant. But we had like 12 by the end of that year, I think it was. Bought a dog from Romford, Strawberry Hall, Farlow Hawkoff, Chris Allsop, and that. Just nothing like mega expensive or anything, but we had quite a lot of graders and sort of just Bellevue sort of based, and had them with Fielding, then to Brian Thompson, and it's only when I got barred from Bellevue, to be honest, that I got dogs in with June. Probably the best thing that happened, like me getting barred off Bellevue, to be honest.
Barred? How'd you get barred?
The racing manager at the time, I had a dog called Gertner Cray Theo. He was desperate for the free box. He was in the 5 every single week. Could never get it. So I tried to have a conversation with him. Didn't go well. Right. And he's just like, sort of where he went, the dogs will run where I put them. So I sent him an email with a video attached, and I put some arrows on the on the video showing him which way the dog wanted to fucking go in. Didn't take it great. And then he said something, I can't remember what it was, and I just went, the prick deserves a slap or something. And he said, it's violent and threatening behaviour. I was like, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But I sold the dog, and the worst thing he ever did, he went, can we use the dog on Saturday night? I went, yeah. I said, that's fine. He's getting picked up at the track anyway. So he put him in the 3 and dropped him a grade, and he did 15.09, which was a proper time around there.
Yeah.
I shouted up to box. I went, I should drag you out of there, you prick.
Yeah.
Just completely trolled me. He just, what a guy he was, Scott Ellis.
Yes. That for me is a frustrating thing where you can't talk to a raceman. To be fair, the lads in Nottingham you can talk. Not that I ever really had to particularly, but you can talk to them there. I mean, majority of racing manager, obviously being a race manager, I know a lot of them because apart from the younger ones, I guess. But
there's nothing. Mistakes happen, don't they? With putting dogs in wrong boxes. Not everyone's perfect. Not every dog can have. Not every dog can have its box every time. It's when it's the 4th, 5th, 6th time.
Yeah, exactly.
Of a dog being in the wrong box. That's
to annoy you. Yeah. And it weren't just that as well. There was another dog on the Kalari dog of Pat Rosney's, and that was in the 3 every week and wanted the 3. My dog's in 5 every week. It was getting to the point where he put it over. We graded it over the 4 bends, to try and get away from that because they didn't have a big pool of dogs over the sprints, and we've ended up. He's put him in 5, and he's put a wide dog in the 4.
Yeah. And
I'm like, he's just trying. It became to the point where it had to be deliberate.
I think when you watch videos and you can see it yourself, you expect a race manager to see what you see, didn't you? That's the thing. So
yeah, and sometimes you give them too much credit,
Yeah.
Because most of them really are idiots, aren't they? Let's be honest.
Some of them are, but then
there's some good ones. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, there are some good ones.
I think the problem is a lot of the time is taken up doing probably other stuff rather than watching races.
And like you said right at the start of this, Dave, is that like doing Doncaster, you got four meetings. It's easier to take care for 4 meetings than it probably is for 6. Yeah. And by the way, you're responsible for everything. That's what killed me at when I was RM at Crayford. I just took it too seriously. I just didn't want to let go. So I have no family life because I was scared that something would go wrong because it was Ladbrokes, and Ladbrokes put pressure on you, and you kind of wanted to get it right all the time. So therefore, you never delegated. You wanted to do it all yourself, and yet, as soon as you delegate, then you are in the hands of someone else, and if they make mistakes, then you have to defend it to like an owner like Craig. But Jesus, after 5 or 6 goes, surely you should get it right.
Yeah, that was
I've never actually seen it. I've never actually seen it done. I'd love to actually watch somebody grade a card. I don't know how it's done. I don't know whether do they watch videos? Do they know what a dog is? Do they have a time for the dog? Do they know
what a dog is?
No, I mean, do they know what a dog is?
That's a good question.
What time the dog runs? Is that how they do it? Do they do it on? Is it just a simple case of dog's not running very well, get it dropped? I don't know. I don't know how the thought process. And no one seems to. It would be a really good for somebody to come out who is doing a graded card and say, look, this is what I've done here. Or is it just a case of picking 6 dogs out the same grade and going, that want's 1, that want's 2, that want's 3?
They have a pool, they have a pack. So you get all your dogs in a pack. They're all graded into the grades. They'll have notes on there like early, race 1 or 2 because it's a bad kenneler, all that sort of shit.
This is Craig's box it up.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's pretty much. Don't let this get a run. But no, that's it. I know a little bit like what they do, but it's like you say, it's just sometimes it's just more the fact of when you can see something so obvious, like Flew the Coop, it wants to be further in. Why is
he goes bingo and wins tonight? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I didn't do anything wrong there. Do you know what I mean? So
But the thing is, though, when you're a racing manager and you got like 4 staff there, why is nobody picking up on it? There must be someone there that can go, oh, actually, that wants to, move in. Why is the trainer not picking up on it? I suppose as well.
Well, I think a lot. I always say this, Craig, is that a lot of trainers they're not always going the track, are they? They can't because, like Dave said, there's too much racing. So how can a trainer be at the track and do his dogs back at the kennels? It's impossible.
It is.
So something has to go, doesn't it?
I know you used to say, Craig, when I was down at the track and you were down at the track, it always bamboozled you why trainers wanted videos when the dogs won.
Yeah, that's
nobody wanted to watch a video when the dog got beat. Yeah, but surely it's more important you watch the video when the dog's got beat to see what's happened.
Yeah. To be fair, that's what.
Has anyone played here? Has anyone done anything?
No, I've won and led the field back to beat it.
You bet the 1. I've sat on my hands. I think 5 will win, but I don't want to bet 2 to 1.
I couldn't bet anything in the end.
I'd like to see Candy win. Actually, I've got a bit of a soft spot for her.
Well, if Candy wins, I'd like to see one come second. All right. So.
She was a cash machine for me.
Wave of the flag. Hair runs.
Lottie might get this,
And they're away and racing, and Penny's Candy comes out with a plum and will lead into the turn in front of 4, who's turning second. Then comes 5, 1, 3, and 6 down the far side. Blue Jacket, Penny's Candy has a 2-length lead from Barnside Lottie. Then trying to pick up his Mount Cashel Jack. There's a big gap back to Franey Shadow in 4th spot. It's all coming on top for the 2 as 4 now draws alongside Barnside Lottie goes on. It's 4 from 5. Mount Cashel Jazz in second and up towards the line. 4 all out will hold on. 4 beat 5 and 1 was only third.
It's run strong. It's run stronger than I thought it would.
Yeah, that's much better than last week. What price did that return machine?
6.4, something like that. Considering the back form she had as well, it's crazy.
Yeah, 6.2.
She actually got a back legs taken at the first as well. She rode that quite well, to be fair to her.
She did. I thought Candy might have just skipped far enough clear, but
she's lacked a bit. I thought she don't get far enough.
She didn't open up, did she? She didn't open up.
That's it.
You may be right that's maybe just a bit higher up the grading system than she needs to be because she was getting picked up by a lot worse dogs.
She's led good dogs there, she's led Barnside Lottie. Lottie will do 17-10 a sprint, won't she? You know what I mean? She's one of them type of bitches, but she just can't skip far enough clear of them. Whereas she don't. She probably has similar middle to them.
We'll definitely get paid with that 6, soon before long. Eden Girl. In a race where there's no early pace, it looks like there's no early pace. Everyone's thinking, they all go up together. She's got massive early. It just doesn't say so on the card. She's causing the trouble at the bend because she's pacing into it that quick and cutting it.
You'll be feeling quite sad if you back the 5 in that last race. It's had a reasonable chance to pick that up.
The thing is, though, as well, Sean's won it with his other dog as well, so even better. But, things like that, though, do you know, like bringing that bitch back there? I mean, she's been off God knows how long. That's why he's so good. For me, that's why I rate him. Like, I think he's good. You can tell when he takes his dogs back to the track, you know, and they're pretty fit. He don't take them like half cooked, or it's not like, oh, this will need like 5 or 6 weeks to start showing something. They're showing it straight away.
I agree with that. Yeah, I agree with that.
Remember Scorched Earth when that came out first time, and it'd been off for absolutely yonks. Yeah,
I've been betting more and seen it on there at the time. Yeah,
and he brought that back from such a massive layoff and just like straight away bang.
Did it do something like 29.90 first run back or something? So it flew into it. Yeah,
he's very, very. I mean, he's different class to them on there, to be honest. Well,
he does them properly, doesn't he? He has, and to be fair, he has some
good
decent
stuff.
tackle, doesn't he? He has some decent tackle. He's got some decent dogs. Gets them graded in well. The thing that I like about Sean is the dogs learn against bad dogs.
Yeah, does it right?
Yeah, the dogs are learning in B6 and B5s. You don't want them coming on doing 28, 20s unless they're going to be top class dogs. You want to learn against bad dogs.
He was like that. To be fair, Jimmy Reynolds was the same. I know Jim for years and years. When I first started getting into the dogs, and funny enough, when you said about, I don't know how they grade. He came in the office once and he said, when I was racing manager, he was training at Crayford. He said, "I can't get a run for so and so and so and so." It was like an A1 dog. I said, "Yeah, I've got no wide runners." He said, "But it's a railer." I said, "Yeah, well, I've got no wide runners to get your dog." Well, he said, "But the owner's on at me." I said, "Well, look, Jim, there's the cards. There's your graded cards, you know, where a lad actually used to come in every meeting and fill the that was his job, just to come in every meeting and fill the line of form. So I'd read out the comments, they'd type them in, send them to PA, but he'd keep a card. So that was the old way of grading, where you had grading cards. So you had every dog had a card. It had a color coded thing for the trainer, so you knew. Right. And I said, yeah, and I used to wrap them up in elastic bands with A1, A2s, A3s, right there. So I said, I said, you grade them. And he got them out. He spread them all out, the A1s and the A2s, and he went. I remember him saying, "Yeah, I had a dog in an A2, but he'd won an A2 last time. But he was a moderate A2 dog." He went, "Oh, Stan won't mind. We'll up that into an A1." He went, he's grading them around, doing this, that one there. Oh, fuck it. He said, "I can't do it." And he walked off. So I thought, well, there you go. That's my job. Do you know what I mean? And listen, I couldn't do his job for love nor money. I would never profess to train greyhounds. I live with a genius where it comes to training greyhounds. She was one of the best that I've ever met. But I could never profess to. I had a lot of respect for Jimmy, and my bitch now. I've sent them the one bitch that I've got that I mentioned earlier on. I sent her to Jimmy, just for her last hurrah, sort of 547 for it at Crayford, Durando double. You know, she's a Roxo Magic bitch. So that's all I've got at the moment. But yeah, so I've known Jimmy for years and years. But it's just that was a funny story. Just I remember him because I say I have got a lot of respect for the man, because I think he works really hard and I think he knows his dog inside out. And like you said about Sean, he knows how to grade his dogs on without cheating. If you understand what I mean. So
I don't think. I think he's very, very straight. He's just he's working the dogs through the system.
Exactly. He's just using the system.
Bringing them along, and that's fine. That's what as long the problem is.
But that's his trade, isn't it?
The problem that Sean has with that, it's not his problem really. Is the powers that be won't like that, because his dogs will be very well bet in most of them races, because people now have caught on to the fact that, all right, he's got a dog grading in B6.
He does his job properly.
But that's his job. Exactly. That's his job.
Yeah.
And the problem is that there's no one watching the markets these days to say, actually, this is not a 4-to-1 shot first time on in a B6 because it's done 28.90. It's going to be a 5-to-4 shot.
Yeah.
You know, I've a question for you, Paul. Could you put, as an ex-handicapper, could you put a 6-bend race on at Doncaster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you think there's enough dogs to put?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
one or two a week on.
You could have 2 grades, I think.
I don't know. I don't think you could have 2 grades because I don't think there's enough dogs to put 2 grades. But I think you could certainly put 1 on. You'd have to be top endish probably.
I think you just got to try them though. Some of the dogs that just run on because everything's relative. It's it's a bit like, do they really stay? Well, probably not. But they're probably better off over 661 than they would over 483. Some of them. So it wouldn't make any difference. It's all relative. It's all relative.
I think you could. I think you could. I just didn't know if you as a handicapper saw enough dogs on there to say, well, we could get a race.
No, I must have. I did start to do that, and I thought, because I know Craig's a big advocate of that, and I think I do believe that variety is the spice of life as well, Dave, and like I do wish that, and I've spoken to a couple of people about this. I do wish that they would, split the races up and not just have the 483s at the start and all the sprints in the clump. I just think for a spectacle, and I've got no criticism really. Too many criticisms of Doncaster. I think it's a great track, and I think it can be better.
I agree. So it can definitely. It's a good track, and it can be better. Now I don't think there's any downside in trying some 6-bend graded races. Yeah, there's no downside. I mean,
look at those like Merry Meeting Dev and that. They thrive off it, won't they?
But when they were putting on their maiden opens, they'd have been better, or not better, but if they'd have had a kind of graded staying system, you're pushing more dogs down a maiden open staying race anyway, aren't you? So you're just creating more dogs to come to the track to run them kind of race. I think you could put one on quite easily. Your Ballybunion Bills and them, and
Yeah, exactly.
They'll be very.
There'll be loads of them, and the thing is, if they didn't really stay, they would nearly stay. And again, you've got your trainers really to tell you, look, he's completely knackered, or we'll give it a go next time. But I think everything you've got to try, and that's what when I was at Crayford, that was because it is a quirky track as well, and like you say, you don't just want to see sprints. You probably don't just want to see 380s, and it was nigh on a 50% split between 540s and 380s, but then they tried their best to do the 714s as well.
Yeah.
And they're great for the tote, but now there's no one there to have a tote. So, that's the tricky part of it. So do SIS as their paymaster just want to keep things simple, and they'd rather have sprints which are more of a lottery than maybe the 6-bends. I don't know.
The beauty of sprints is, as you've said, they're a lottery, and they're not a lottery. Craig will argue with me till I'm blue in the face that they're a lottery. They're not a lottery.
No, but perceived. I'm just saying,
Yeah, but the dogs can run more often, can't they?
Yeah, that's what it is.
You can race more sprint races than you can race 6-6. If you're running 6-6-1, you can't race 6 times a month.
Yep.
If you're running sprints, you can be out every other Wednesday. Wednesday, Saturday. And
look at the dogs that are travelling away now, like that. Cloncunny Shell, Ballybunion Bills had a spell away travelling. Our Super Insu was entered to an open at Sheffield over 6-bends. Merry Meeting David.
Crying after. Yeah, that's top end, Craig. What I'm saying is that's top end. Yeah. And sometimes when you get dogs that don't really stay a 6-bend trip, the dog that could be 2 grades lower over the 4-bend trip can be a better stayer. So therefore, it's a leveler.
Yeah, I mean, Billy's just said in the comments that trainers don't want 6-bend racing. I don't know why. Why won't trainers want 6-bend racing? I think surely Sean would with some of his dogs. And
that was the thing where at Crayford, to encourage that, the staying races are held
worth more money,
more prize money.
Yeah. The thing I would say though, start saying they don't want 6-bend racing, but Sean's taking that staying dog to Sheffield.
Yeah, the Shell.
Yeah. Tobin's been taking Sue away, so they clearly do want 6-bend racing, or at least some of them do anyway.
You definitely get a good top end minor open 6-bend S1.
Yeah, they're decent.
We've nearly named 6 dogs there. You could put
Could put Kevin there. Kevin'd stay.
He'd stay. He might get the red card, but he'd stay.
It'd be a load of fun to watch. He would.
But he would, and the other thing is, Dave, the thing is, he might get on the front end better,
And
you
do it,
might
yeah.
just
Yeah.
you might just go. Do you know what I mean? So
I had that
the less dogs around him, the better for him, really.
I remember saying to Craig, it was probably this time last year, that I'd have loved to have bought Bring It On Buddy and gone to the TV trophy with her.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, she'd fight her head off. And then she ran 660. I thought she was gonna, and she didn't. She won a 660 Open, I think, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Loved it. She got off the front end, I think, nearly off the second bend, and but there's lots of dogs, like you say though, the Merry Meeting Dev and the lower grades. Some of them wouldn't stay, but staying's relative, isn't it?
Exactly.
If you're staying in the grade, then it's some dogs. A lot of dogs 100%. Don't stay the 483, but you stay it in the grade. You don't stay in the grade above, and that's the handicapping system.
And it's just that variety. It's you're still working it out, and it is the well, will he stay or won't he stay? And like Lorraine just texted, she said, nowadays you don't have to actually trial either. So
don't you? Right?
So if you've had, I think if you've had 4 over a certain trip, you can go to the longer trip or even the shorter trip. Now the rules have changed so much, and it's like in Australia. There's loads of dogs in Australia that they don't really breed stayers. They don't. They have 700 meter races for mega money, and they don't really stay. So
I'll tell you one that I would have liked as well. Moet Rosie going over that trip when she was right.
Yeah, because she'd be on the front.
Yeah, and I think she'd be able to knock off as well.
Exactly. And certain dogs.
I love six bend racing. I think it's better than the further they go. I think as a rule, in terms of people who watch ground racing as a spectacle, the further they go, the more excitement they get of it. Yeah. Lasting longer. And I just think it's something that should be tried. And I hear excuses rather than people saying, let's stand up, let's put a race on. If it doesn't work, if sis don't like it, let's give it. And I think I said this on race. You might have to do it in spells. You might have to say, right, you know what we're going to do? In March, we're going to have 2 a week in March. And then in April, because of our dog strength, they're going to have to come back and run 483. And then we might do it again in May until we get enough strength.
The thing is, though, people go out and buy a stayer if you put the races on. Why at the minute, you wouldn't buy a stayer for Doncaster because you
would. But you would as a rule because it's a tough track anyway.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So you're buying a dog to see out a strong 4 bends anyway. So you're kind of halfway towards buying a dog that's going to see 6 bends out.
But you'd actually go out and buy a genuine 600 meter, 700 meter dog if they put the races on.
Did anybody have an opinion on this race?
3 minutes to off here. Yeah. So three was favourite all day,
actually,
wasn't it?
like Bandit Bolt and like Lady Emily's. Even you could try them, couldn't you? Do you know what I mean? Those sort of dogs that run on over lower class, you could try them. I just think it's a bit of a leveler sometimes as well. I think they make for a good spectacle because you don't want to see a leader and that's it, end of. So
no.
By the way, shoebox 3.25. What is that? How is that possible?
I actually fancy for shoebox.
I have it a runner. I just don't.
How does it get round?
I don't think it gets round. That's my problem.
Yeah, well, that is the thing. Although I've got to tell you, I think Red's massive.
Oh, she's weird though.
I agree.
She hates dogs around her.
I agree. She's massive, but I couldn't have the 2 with stolen money. This was one of the dogs I had 20 to 1 plus.
I quite fancied 4 on a slow track. I thought 3 would lead it up and it'd follow it round.
I wanted
but
to
3 couldn't lead 1 with him in the sprint.
No,
that's the problem.
I wanted to back the bottom. It's probably big enough to tempt me in small. I think there's a chance she might just cut them all off here.
Yeah,
there's a chance she might just know. I think she's got as much pace as them, and she dives for the rail at the bend.
Yeah, she does.
She's a wide runner, but she dives rail. I think she might just cut the nose off them all. And if they all get in a bit of trouble,
and Mora's going to put the brakes on as well. 1 won't come from behind. 3 won't come from behind.
She doesn't put the brake. I don't think Mora put the brakes on as much on the 450.
6 is a key to 1's chances here because if 6 smashes and cuts the bend, then that's a negative for Mora. Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't.
I don't see a lot of early pace in the race other than those 2, really.
No, I couldn't see the 3 back running the 6 if there was a bit of trouble. No. I can't have the 2. Hunt is Missy. I think is probably outgraded now.
1 and 3 met in a sprint, and the 1 held to the 3 comfortably to the trip.
Easily.
Yeah, very, very comfortable.
Easily.
I think the 6 could get round here. I think it's drawn. I've come round to that way of thinking. I've laid the 4 as well.
I think the 5's not got any pace, has it? I know it's got some sectionals of 218 and stuff, but you wouldn't say it was nearly a pace dog, would you?
No, not at all.
No. The 6 is all early pace. Shoebox, I just think she's a bit meh to the bend. She can run, obviously.
I actually don't think. I don't think 4's devoid to the turn here. I think 4. If 4 broke, I don't think 3'd have it to the turn.
No, that's
the 3 misses though, doesn't it as well? To be fair,
I was just hoping. I've bet the 6 small. I'm just hoping she can cut some noses off here and to the bend. And if something comes and picks me up, I'll do my money. But I'll take my chance in front at 7 or 2.
Okay. I've fallen for Mora again, Craig.
I was talking. I went to the track on Wednesday last week. I was talking to Ricky. She's little sister to Ivy Hill Sky, isn't she? And like top notch. And Ricky had pick. Ricky had pick of the litter. and like at 4 months or something, ended up with Mora.
He's a lucky man, isn't he? He really is.
Right, they're all in. So checks them over, wave the flag. So it's Moss Rosie, yeah?
That's the one.
Yeah, for me.
Okay. And away and racing, and 6 gets a bright start up on the outside, 1 punching up on the inner, and Moss Rosie has led off here. Moss Rosie goes on from Yahoo Mora in second. Then in behind these comes Blackflower and Ardera Charm together. Shoebox is trying to make inroads into the lead, who is 6. Round about 4 or 5 lengths clear. Surely gone beyond recall. She's a bit runnable late in the day, but I don't see she's going to be runnable to Yahoo Mora. Moss Rosie is going to come home alone here. 6 has beaten 1. 3 back in third.
You've read that well, the 6 and the 1 there.
Lovely jubbly.
We're live. We're away again now. We're back in the game.
Yeah.
Comment here from Callum on Twitter. Got no interest in Doncaster whatsoever. Busy punting, watching Sunderland, but tuning in. And you can't beat a few good judges who all bet graded together at one track, bashing their heads together. Tonight's been a great listen. Absolutely.
I agree. That was something I said when me and Craig first started talking about. And Paul, you mentioned about having like a bit of a network of people you talk to.
Yeah.
You don't always have to agree with people. I think the biggest overrated thing is people who get offended by other people's opinions and stuff. People who have a like-minded. No, as long as the opinions are reasonable and backed up by something.
Structured, with the reason behind it. Yeah, exactly.
If you have a reasonable conversation with people about racing or anything, you don't have to agree. I don't have to agree with you.
Yeah.
But by listening to what you're saying and how you're reading a race and what you're saying, and I might take what you say on board and go, no, you know what? I still think I'm right. But then I might take it on board and go, actually, is he onto something here? Has he seen something that I've missed? Has that happened? It improves your punting so much if you can just bash ideas around and say, this is what I mean. And I've listened to some of them Star Sports interviews. I listened to one with Anthony Kamiskis, and he kind of said he did that and then he wanted to go very alone with his own opinion. And I respect that, but I think you've got to have a lot of confidence to do with that in terms of I'm right. And even if you've got that much confidence, as long as you respect what other people are saying, you're still learning. Like I like when you said about Franey, the Franey dog race before. It's just an angle that I'd not looked at that race at all. Now it didn't work out, but straight away you mentioned that that's how you'd seen it. All of a sudden, thinking, so actually, it's a fair point because there's every chance these wides are going to be in a bit of trouble here, and it might turn behind Penny's Candy. And Craig had picked Penny's Candy up down the back straight, so. You know, it's a point that I just think having conversations about these things, you don't have to agree all the time.
No, and I must admit, Dave, you're 100% right in that even when you look at markets and they change, they can change so much, and then you're as an individual, your mindset changes. But sometimes someone can highlight something. Oh, that's got a big price. They go, bloody hell, yeah, it has as well, because it's not. Yeah. You can't always see it yourself.
No, you can't because
afterwards you go,
like pigeonhole
shit, I made a mistake there, and I'm my biggest critic. I am.
Yeah.
But you're right. Sometimes, I mean, and Craig will text me every now and again, and I'll go, I think actually his biggest success was the bitch that was, and again, it's similar to the dog you just mentioned, the Franey dog, Meg's Berry, because of Wildcat Kitty being. I think might have been in two at the time and carted the rest of the field off, and she won. And she's not really a fast dog, but again, a makeup. And I ended up, I think I fancied something on the outside. I ended up getting a nice few quid out of it just listening to what Craig said. And I think that's what happened to me. It's funny because you say that, because I talked to Craig and I talked to another lad about Crayford. I said, oh yeah, I chatted to and I saved on a dog, and he go, what are you listening to someone else for? But I'm the same as you, Dave. I think, and the same man, his brother, I used to do Romford with, and we would chat through a card, and you would say, I fancy Yahoo Mora, but I think Moss Rose is the other runner. I don't really know. I think Yahoo Mora is a bit more value. And you say, no, it's a Nat Moss Rosie. So you, rather than say, you might actually switch, or it's just on again on prices, but it just gives you a second opinion, which you can take on board. And like you say, you can either go, or you can go, no, he's right.
People
you
don't
can
have
just
to
look
agree.
back at it.
I think a lot of people in the current, we're very quick as gambling people to, that's an opinion, that's not my opinion, therefore that's wrong, or you're wrong. And even if, if a dog gets beat, it doesn't mean you're wrong. You can read a race perfectly and do your money. That's
like like with the Jamara bitch earlier on. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But just talking. If I talk to Craig about a race, we might both. If we both agree, then brilliant. If Craig's got a different angle into it, I'll always take a look back and go, actually, okay, what's Craig seen? What's he seen? And and there'll be plenty of times say, no, Craig, you're barking down the wrong tree, and plenty of times Craig will, back the winner. But having them conversations, I mean, we used to do it. Me and Andrew Walker, I say at Doncaster, he was one of the best judges I've ever talked to, and I learned basically everything I learned about Greyhound just listening to him.
Yeah.
But we talked through a card before racing, and he wouldn't always tell me what he'd seen. But if all of a sudden I'd say, I'll make this 4-1, and he'd tell me he makes it 5-4 on, I'd put a little asterisk next to it, and I'd be going back to the race and going, okay, he's made this 5-4 and I've made it 4-1. Let me go back and see what I've missed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If that's how confident he is, I've missed something. And you don't have to, like I say, you don't have to listen, but just having conversations and talking about races, but about anything, you might pick. That's what because it's what people in business. Networking is the biggest thing they do, isn't it?
Yeah.
They go networking to try and learn how how other things are working and do things with other people. And
that's the difference. Listen, I'm 60 years old in March, and I'm quite willing to never. I'd never stop learning in this game, never. And that's what I'm saying. I can listen to you on Racing Post TV, and I can listen to Craig as well. And I go, Jesus, and I've got my videos. I can go click, 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 and go, yeah, he's right. Or I go, bollocks, and But sometimes I can go, yeah, he's right, and save, and then I don't do money on a race that I deserve to lose on, if you get what I mean, through someone else's education.
Yeah. But you saying to me, or Craig saying to me, or Tom saying to me, no, you're wrong. Or I don't see it that way. I'm not going to take offence to that. I know you're trying to do the same thing that I'm trying to do, and that's make money. And if you want to turn to me here and tell me that Leith and Mario's a complete pig and it can't possibly win, that's fine, because I'm very much of the same opinion of you. I think he'll pick these up and carry them if he wants to.
Exactly.
But I'm very much the same opinion. Do you know what I mean?
You can never say he can't win, because he can. That's the thing. Yeah.
But you might come up and tell me something here that I've completely missed. I go, so let's have a look at that. Let's have a look. Let's go and do the videos again. Let's go and see. I mean, to be fair, I've told Craig a million times, I'd just let Craig price if I was bookmaking down at Doncaster all the time, I'd just pay Craig to price sprints up for me.
Yeah.
Because he's the best sprint judge I've ever come across. 4.83s, he's not got a clue what he's doing.
No, he does. He does love a sprint, yeah, I must admit.
Yeah,
to be fair, I was the same, because I didn't have a Scooby when I first started getting into it. And Bellevue Dog Howard, I learned so much off him. He's ridiculous. He's another one though. He doesn't say much. He doesn't really speak to many people. And I used to ask him, and I'd say stuff, and he'd just be like, and he just literally wouldn't reply. And I'm like, why is he not replying? And he just thought I was a complete and utter clown. That's what it was. He just didn't respect my opinion at all. It was like, fair enough. But it was one of them things. It was almost when I started speaking a bit of sense to him, he'd go, actually, yeah, he's got half an hour, and I learned a lot off him. And he's the same, sprints and the 450s and everything. That's where I don't know, because I've always been draw based rather than anything else. The 483s for me, they're just no use at all.
Do you think you can overthink trying to find an angle on a race and miss something that's just an obvious, it's 5-6, but that's probably going to win, and you're desperately trying to get it beat by something, even though it's the most likely winner?
The amount of times I've taught myself off dogs and I've just gone, And you look back and you think, like, I fancied that at the start, and then the more I've looked into it, the more it's just gone.
I think the last few Fridays at Romford, we've been very guilty of that.
Sometimes you try and find that hero call.
Of course you do.
That hero.
You do. Yeah.
I'll be like, I know I crabbed the dog a bit earlier, but I picked the card up this morning, and the first dog I looked at was Happy Tally. Because I looked at the race, I'm like, he's a country mile to the bend. He'll get around and he'll win. But because it's Happy Tally, I'm thinking to myself, he'll be short no matter what. I'm going to try and find a way to get him beat because he'll be short. And I thought, I can get the 4 moving him on him a little bit. Actually, what I should have just done is gone, he's just quicker than these to the bend, and he'll get round and he'll win. And I didn't, But I think everyone's guilty of that, aren't they? I think everyone tries to overthink things sometimes, and sometimes it's easier to say, you know what, this will win.
Do you think that obsession with values blinding people? Yeah, people are obsessed with value.
I think, but then I think, see, with me, I have to price the races. So with Happy Tally, for instance, he's got his price because you know him, because you know he's got a weakness, if you like, in his trapping ability. And when he's got dogs around him, he'll make a meal out of the traffic. He won't drive the bend. He'll shit himself, basically. But if he gets it right at the start, he's a champion. And that was a weak race for him. But you've still got that in the back of your mind. So I priced him at 6-4. So do I want to back him at 11-8? No. But it doesn't surprise me that he won the way he did. But it's just a race where I say,
you think he won the race another 3 times.
I'm going to be shrewd and bet 6 a place and he come third.
But long term, you're not going to make money if you. To be fair, if you're not doing some kind of pricing or have an idea what price you want to, if you just want to turn up and back quickest dog in the race, most likely winner. Especially now with the way prices are created, you're going to do your money and you're going to do it quickly.
Yeah.
They've got 30. The bookmakers have got 30% on the side, and it's all crammed into the front in the betting. You're going to do your money quickly if you just want to back quickest dog in the race. So you've got to have some kind of extra angle towards your punting if you want to take it serious. And I think something else. This was something else I meant to say on Racing Post TV the other day. Actually, something else that a lot of us get obsessed with, and I get really obsessed with because I'm in both the horse racing circles and the greyhound racing circles. Yeah. We spend a lot of time talking to people in them circles. So we're all about this is overpriced, this is value, I can make money from this, blah blah blah. There are a lot of people out there who just want to bet for fun.
Yeah,
and that is perfectly fine.
I think that is when you're on a program like Racing Post TV, you have to respect that. To be fair, you do.
There's a lot of people out there that just want to have the tenors on.
I suppose when you're a bookmaker at a track as well, Dave, you're going to take money off of people that you're probably only going to see once every 2 or 3 months.
Yeah,
but you want to take them.
But because we live in these tight knit circles in like greyhound racing and horse racing, we all complain about we can't get on and that's too big and it's not. We live in that circle, and that's fine that we live in that circle. But the circle is much bigger than that.
It is,
and that's where 98% of people watching greyhound racing, watching horse racing, that's where they live. They can get on, they can have a bet, and they just want to back winners. And without being funny, that keeps us in business because they're paying for. It's a payoff for people who want to put time and work in.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, I can respect anybody's opinion apart from if you're going to tell me that you fancy Jamara Gift here, and then
you won't.
6-1 Jamara Gift. Some nice comments on the chat.
I've got to ask her. Sorry, go on, Tom.
No, even without the racing, you could have this as a podcast. It'd be a great listen, lads. Thank you very much. Works well. Better than listening to Trap Challenge updates. Yeah. Bit of Tina abuse, as is traditional. Request to get JK on. Not sure he'd be keen. Has he been invited to watch along? Be a great guest for the muzzle removed tail by the Mutley column is straining slip the leash at times. I've got to say, since we've been doing this, the journalists have been going a little bit rogue. So I think we've shown them the other side. No, thank you all for the comments.
Somebody tell me how you've got this race. How you see this race being run.
I don't know how, but he's going to win any Mario or refuse.
I've got it. I was 7-4 each, the 4 and the 6.
Eden Honey's going crazy. People, it's not going crazy because it's only like 3:23 match, but someone's like taking sub 6-4. Like, what's going on?
Got a nice draw, hasn't he?
Yeah, but still.
I'm sorry, but I just can't have Kilberry Tiger at 6-1. I'm just a sucker for it.
He's my third in. I couldn't have the one. I couldn't have the 1 or the 5 with. I couldn't have the 1, 2 or the 5. Sorry. 2 doesn't stay, does it?
Actually, 4 is massive now, but and his own worst enemy, Leedon's Mario, and he's got his own idea.
Oh, absolutely, he's got his own idea. He definitely runs off, doesn't he, at the bend?
Yeah. 4's a better box from him than 3. Yeah,
it definitely is. He runs off at the bend, but he usually runs into something. But I don't think he will. I think Eden Honey's got enough pace to clear him. And
to be honest, I've placed him there. It's going to be a price to place, isn't it? Because he's obviously priced on the win market, so you might get 5 to 4, 6 to 4.
I must admit. But you say you had 6, 7 to 4, Dave? Yeah,
I was 7 to 4 each, 4 and 6.
Yeah, I got that wrong then.
I was 14 the top, 14 10, 14 10 4, 7 to 4, 10 7 to 4.
So I was bigger the 6. I was more like 5 to 2, 11 to 4ish.
I don't think the 2 stays. I mean, the 1's been beating Millcroft Dot and got beat by Madison. Well, Madison wouldn't beat these, would it?
No.
Price better miles ahead of the SIS prices tonight.
That's the thing, though, when you trade in your own shows, like.
Yeah, they've got their trader on there. So I didn't think they were going to do it tonight, but they've got their own trader on, not following them, taking their own view, and that's what bookmaking's about.
Do you think this is a better box for the 3, Paul?
I do, yeah. And I know he's quirky. I know he's got his own mind.
Do you think he can lead the 2?
No.
Well, I don't think 2's got a lot of anything. I've got to tell you, I think he can. If he took one, he can. But
I think he could.
If he breaks half behind, then probably not. And because 2's there, that's a negative for him. And then he's going to run off, and then he actually could ruin 4. So if 6 goes bingo, I can understand where you're coming from. I don't think 5 counts. I don't think 1 counts. So I agree with you there. So.
I can't have 2 shorter than 3.
No, because he can't win. The 2 for me can't win because he just doesn't stay. But
3 can turn behind 2 and beat it. That's the thing.
Yeah, he could. I mean,
if he wanted to.
if you were handicapping the 2 and the 4 in a 2-dog race, Letham's Mario would give it 6, the 2, and pick it up.
Yeah.
I think it weren't that long ago. I had a look back earlier. I had Mario like a 28-30, 28-25 dog. And
did you?
He has just lost the way, hasn't he? Like big time. He has been that type. But
I know he was running well.
Looking after himself at the bend, doesn't he? He just he's thinking about it too much. That's what he's doing. He's just thinking about it too much.
Last week he got beat 6 lengths. I know it was only Pidgeotto, but he got beat 6 lengths and he got knocked over 15 at first bend.
Yeah, well, I must admit, I backed the week before when they ran against Blakey. Again, 2 run off and he shit himself there, and actually did some running there. I know even if 3 led, if 4 wanted to pick 3 up, if he turned clean, he could do. I know that.
Yeah. It depends how far he is off the second bend, doesn't it, Mario? Where he is, but I think he'll be in front of 5.
You just don't want any traffic for him because if he wants to be in, I think 4's a good box for him. I think he'll take the bend better out of 4. And 5's not going to worry him. So it's what 6 does, really, isn't it? So 6 cuts across him, and
I've slagged some of the boxes, but I think they've got it right here with 3 and 4.
Yeah,
I think they've been in wrong boxes with 2 and 3.
Yeah,
they have. This Honey's a weird dog as well, and it's just like it doesn't do anything special. It's almost a plod.
I didn't have it. This was a race where I didn't agree with the -40 last week, to be honest.
Yeah, same.
So what is the selection? Is there one in this race?
Yeah,
I'm on Mario.
I'm saying
Mario.
I bet 3 and 4 and had 6 3 6 4.
Mario can't not frame up here, can he? You'd think it'd be nigh on impossible for him to not frame.
Well,
nigh on impossible. That's a statement of intent.
If he gets behind, but I can't. My problem is I put a line through 1 and 2 straight away. So then I'd do something with 3, 4, and 6 here. Just put 3, 4, and 6 in all kinds of combis, and if 5, 2, or 1 frame, then
that's
do your money. What's the 2 to play, Slay?
2 4. Oh yeah. Good shout.
Probably beat him into that. I've put in play 42. What exposure limits?
I actually thought I thought this trip, Greyfire Jet, the way he'd been running over the sprints because he'd been running well, going back in trip, I thought, well, this might be the making of him, and yet it's not because he was beat
No,
quick last week. Really,
I
beat
watched
quick.
his runs. I watched his runs because he had a couple of goes, didn't he? 450 before he went sprinting, and he didn't stay then. And I
Just
thought,
didn't
well,
stay,
maybe the sprinting's made a bit of a I thought it might have made a bit of a man of him, kind of
Exactly.
thing. Maybe like
I agree with you,
he's won some races now, but for me, the last 2 or 3 runs, he's just not stayed again. All right, last week something went up his inside into the third bend, but I think he cried enough at that stage.
And money come back for 4 now.
Just get around the bend.
I must admit, he's always a dog because he does that wobbly bit at the first bend. I always take him on, and the negative for him is 3 because 3 was definitely looking last week and moving off.
I'm not having negatives. I had a few quid on 4 here. This
Yeah,
is all on you, boys.
No,
It'll be the ride of your life, Tom. I guarantee.
This is the typical Doncaster race. Typical Doncaster race. Yeah.
Just place him. Did take that, to be honest. Just place him. Win would be a bonus.
Right, here runs. The likers on Facebook, Doncaster Greyhound Stadium Stakes. How about that?
Oh, this couldn't be any better.
And away and racing. And 4 steps out nicely. 2 showing good early pace into the turn. Greyfriars Jet goes round in front from Kilbarry Tiger, who's turned second. And then in behind these comes Eden Honey down the far side. And Greyfriars Jet has gone 4 or 5 lengths clear from Kilbarry Tiger. Trying to make ground was Letham's Mario, but got checked up there as they turn for the judge. 2's hard work now as 6. Eden Honey draws alongside. Up towards the line. It's 2 from 6. Eden Honey getting on top, close home. Eden Honey wins it.
Almost got
Did 4 get second?
No. That, Tom, is Letham's Mario. Welcome to Letham's Mario.
Fucking hell. That's a swinging off, that is.
That's a swing, yeah. That is a big swing.
Oh, you dirty bastard. Just get up the inside at the third bend and you can't fail to place, you absolute fucking pig.
It's not going up inside to, has it?
For fuck's sake. What's it done there?
Might be second. Might be second.
To miss Tom.
Oh, come on. You're right. He's only got to drop it because I think 3's having a laugh with 6 down the back.
Yeah, just don't get touched here. Just literally don't get touched.
Yeah.
He's jibbed on the back of 3 at the third, and he.
Be brave there. Just run the bend, you absolute.
In all fairness, though, we are talking about, and he's not shown anywhere near as much down the back as he did last week. That's him. He's turned in. You were right, Craig. Off the second bend. Has he?
Oh, he might have done actually.
I don't.
Go on, you dinger!
I think he has.
Has he?
I think he has.
I think he's got up for the place, yeah.
I think he has. Can't
that,
see. So
that means we've got 2 out. I need 2 out of the place. I'm not back in place.
It depends where the line
I'll
actually is, because as we all know, the finish line in this country is not actually the finish line, which is literally mental.
It's a money back job for me.
Oh, this is massive, yeah. It's
just the money. It's double twirly for you, isn't it, Craig?
Yeah, I don't like this at all. I'm on thingy place and I've laid the 2 as well.
Yeah.
I've just laid the 2 place. I let it win as well, but
come on, you son of a gun.
Where's the quickest place to get results from?
I don't know, mate, but it's taking its time. My guy
used to be the Racing Post website.
Can't we get a live feed from the track? They'll call it right now. They'll be coming down for a cup of tea.
Come on.
Come on.
It's a mistake because I only want this to draw level in the race.
I'll take it at eat, definitely.
I've done my absolute stones, if not. Come on.
It's close. I don't know. It really depends where the line is. Where the camera stops, it's not. But if the line is where
Tom, we haven't got a good track record, but I'm good on this one. I'm hoping we're going to turn the corner.
Has 3 stayed better there? Or is just nothing fancy getting after it?
2.
2, sorry, yeah.
I think it has stayed better. I think they've gone with that, haven't they?
6-2.
Oh,
that confirmed.
Stop. Yeah.
Yep.
Where have you got that? The dog's website?
Sky.
Jason coming on.
Break.
Not got it. Yeah, that is AIDS.
Can they put another one in dead heat? Can they put another one underneath it?
Yeah, sometimes that does happen though as well. I'd take a dead heat now.
Well, I would now that it's not one, definitely.
Might have to get on chat in a bit and just tell him.
Yeah, and
I
can we see a
disagree.
photo?
Yeah. I disagree with your opinion. Any chance of avoiding me bet? Okay, now how is that not placed? I will never know. That is leave from Mario on a tin, in it.
It is because you were right. Off the second bend, he could not have turned in a better position. He's got acres to run into. He's got the 2 to aim at. How long is he since he won a race now?
Oh,
That's
too long.
It's...
Never again. Never again.
Until next week. Until next week.
Have you got that stenciled in your office above the thing? Never again.
I'm going to put it on the wall above here. Just never again.
The problem with dogs like him is he's now in a grade where he'll lap him if he wants to, and every week he's going to look a value bet, and you've just got to
just ignore him. Just pretend he's not there. That's the best way to do it. Just he doesn't exist anymore. Just we don't want to see anything from him. Oh.
Well, I've got to get out of trouble bet at Harlow later. So
I love that.
If it comes to it, lads. If it comes to it.
Oh God. That is AIDS.
I will just say he's doing a good job on. His youngest trainer is Lee on Donny, and the 2 was his there. He's impressed me with some of his dogs.
He can do a dog lead by the looks of it. He looks okay.
Some of them they do come on, and he's running. He seems to know what he seems. Well, no, he seems to know what he's got.
Yeah,
he seems to know where they are in, when to place them, and they do improve for
the Prescott way.
Yeah, a little bit, but he's doing a good job with them. He's only I don't know. There was an article on what is he 21, 22?
Yeah, he's young. Like he's had a good teacher in Kenny as well. Like,
but he's trying, and fair play to him, to be fair, because it's not an easy game for a young lad to get into, is it? It's more of a
very hard,
rugged mid-30s, something like myself, to get into.
Mid-30s. I'm still buying at that, even if I've seen your birth certificate. I'm still buying at 35. I'm a massive buyer, to be honest.
We have long paper rounds in Yorkshire.
Bloody hell, handsome.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah, uphill both ways. Into the wind.
There is no way on earth you were only 4 years older than me. I'm not having it.
How old are you? God,
30.
how old are you?
31, me.
Yeah, 35.
You're 35.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Where was your paper round? Aleppo?
Aging well, it's maturity.
I'm 35 as well, and you're the only 35-year-old I've seen who looks older than me. So
where would you have the spread at if you didn't know? What would your spread be?
Oh, I'd be 39.
39, 41.
It's the shirt, I think. It's caught me off guard.
Yeah. I nearly put a tie on for you, but
business casual. So are you still bookmaking, Dave?
Yeah, well, we do. We've obviously more horse racing now.
Yeah.
That's
you still got your pitch at Ascot?
Yes, still at Ascot.
Yeah.
Still over at Ascot. Then I've been to Donny. I think I've been down 6 or 7 times now to the track. I'm desperate to go back more to Doncaster and bookmake, but you can't justify spending 4 hours doing the card to turn up and take 8 bets. It's not justifiable. So when they get crowds in, I'll turn up.
The John Fury night. That's what you've got to be looking forward to now.
Yeah, John Fury, Doncaster Greyhound Stadium.
Yeah, I saw that.
That could be an entertaining night. That.
It's a good decision putting on the tickets that racing doesn't start till 4 o'clock.
Yeah, it is.
There was something that really amused me on the advert for it. I'll just put it up so we can have a review.
It's a good idea, though. At least they're trying to get. At least it's something.
It is. Actually, it's a really good idea. If that was local to me, I'd be going along to that.
Let's get people down. I mean,
me and you've spoken with Dave, and we've said about they should put some events on like that. Even someone like Harry Finley or like after dinner speaking type sort of people to just who are in bubble. It's
anything that's a bit different. I am a fan of. So. This is the advert, and even with John Fury, father of heavyweight champion Tyson Fury, tickets £60, quite pricey, but who am I to judge? Interesting and backstage stories of his life. Photo: pie/peas/chips. Now, I hope that is you can choose a combination of those. It's not one or the other because
you either have pie or peas.
Anyone lumping on peas has got their priorities all wrong, unless that's for the ladies in attendance who are looking after themselves, perhaps. But no, fair play to them. A good venture.
No, I hope they get a few people down. It will be good to see the track full, and there's no reason why. I know Doncaster did one, but there's no reason why tracks can't use the stadiums to put entertainment on after racing. If it gets people there, I mean, music nights on horse racing has been a massive success. If you don't get people through your gates, you're never going to get people to enjoy the sport. Now, if 200 people turn up to watch John Fury, and one person becomes interested in greyhound racing, it's one more person that was interested beforehand. So
yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah.
If you're not trying, then it's not going to happen.
And I also agree with the fact that that's something that we were trying to do with Lifford as well. In that you're not just using the venue for greyhound racing; you're using it for like a community thing. And and you're right. I think that even if someone comes along for the function, if they go, "Oh, there's a dog track here,"
absolutely.
That's another person that might.
Let's come on Friday night.
Exactly.
See what that's all about.
Exactly.
How many times do you sit there and go, "Oh, what can I do tonight?" And then it's like if you've been somewhere like that and you go, "Oh, there's dogs on tonight." I could go down, down there.
It's cheap. It's £6 to get in, and it's £3.5. I mean, Donny, it's £3.5 a pint. You can't.
I actually think there's a good atmosphere at Doncaster as well. I think there is actual vibe to it. I think that even the girls behind the bar, they're nice and they're friendly. They interact with you. And I think that's important.
But and have a disco on a Saturday night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What more could you want?
When you had Saturday nights and stuff, if Doncaster was getting 500 people through, there'll probably be 100 people who don't like it, don't enjoy it, and that's fine. But you might just get 2 or 3 who do enjoy it. And before long, they're like me and Craig, and they've got 10 dogs and a gambling addiction and a breeding addiction with dogs. And that's what gets people involved in the game. They've turned up, they fell for it, and they've said, and they've talked to a trainer who's approachable and said, well, why don't you buy a share in my syndicate? And and before
it's
long,
funny because we did the Romford last Friday, and Billy McMahon said the same. He was, he playing football for West Ham, and they just all the lads loved the gamble and the punt. Used to get the bus up when he was 16 years old and go to the steps at Romford, and then one day turned to his mate and said, I'm going to have a dog here on a Friday night at Romford. He went, nah, don't be daft. And then, literally a few years later he did. And that you're right. That's where we, as a sport, lack that encouraging the new breed of punters through, Dave. That's the thing.
We do. No, we do. And we don't really upsell it very well. No. In terms of, okay, you've come to the racing. Now, what can I do? What can we do? Is there a trainer? Like there should be a trainer representative. With Doncaster doesn't have a Friday and Saturday night, but Friday and Saturday nights when these tracks do have, there should be a trainer sat at a certain point or approachable every night, just for someone to talk to and say, how would I go? Because if you said to somebody who went for the first night, how would you go about buying a greyhound? They'd have no idea.
Yeah.
And getting involved with it. It's just, they need to think about these little things, I think.
That was one of the things about Bellevue. Like, the trainers sat in the same place every time. They always had their owners with them. It was just like, if you wanted to go and buy a dog and put it with somebody, it wouldn't be hard to find a trainer. Whereas if you go to like some tracks, it's just, they're not really about or anything. But that's why you need them Friday and Saturday nights meetings, don't you?
Yeah. When I first got interested in greyhound racing, wanted to get a dog, I emailed a load of trainers because being a millennial, I don't want to speak to anyone. I probably emailed 20 trainers and maybe 3 replied. One of them subsequently got their email hacked, and I get quite hardcore pornography from their email address 2 or 3 times a week.
You can't blame trainers for that.
I've emailed him a few times saying, just change your password, mate. I don't need to be seeing this at 10 a.m. on a Tuesday.
It's better than Harlow.
But a good point, actually, that Lorraine just made, and I did think of it myself, actually, because that's something that, again, we wanted to try and encourage at Lifford, is that, like when you say about actually seeing the dog, so not just the trainer, but the dogs as well. I think if people can get close up to a dog, there's that affinity, that closeness, and that's, as an owner, once you have that love of a greyhound, it's, and Craig would back me up, Tom would back me up, it's hard to get rid of it. So you're trying to encourage that for people that don't really know, because there's that conception is that or perception, sorry, that they're aggressive dogs. They chase lures. They chase hares. They chase whatever. But they're so placid, and all they want is a fuss. And
it was tremendous last week.
Yeah.
I took my 3-year-old down last Wednesday. Picked him up from nursery, went down, and Vicky, one of the kennel hands for Sean. The race had finished, and he was just stood there. He said, "Oh, do you want to stroke him?" And literally since then, all he wants to do is go back and see the grounds.
Yeah.
Now, all right, he's 3. You can't buy a ground. He'll get daddy to buy a ground at some stage. Yeah. But starting
but
like that
ethos,
kids,
it's that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Every night I pick him up from nursery. Now, are we going to the dogs, Dad? Well, no, we're not. It's not on tonight. But he wants to go back. He wants to stroke. He's not bothered about the racing. Kids aren't. But it's that interaction with them. It's that feeling like you're part of it. And it's something that's so simple to do. So simple to do. There's no reason why that can't take. I know there's protocols with the GB and all that kind of stuff, but it's so simple to let owners and kids and like Doncaster when they have open races and stuff, and even on Boxing Day, they brought the winning ground into the betting hall for a photo. Brilliant. The kids running up and down, the dog stood there, everyone stroking the dog. As long as the dog's got the rights, brilliant, because it gets them interested at an early age. It's that feeling, like you say, it's capturing that feeling of, I'm involved in this in some way. Yeah. And it can be done.
And you're part, as you say, you're there as a spectator, but you actually feel part of it. And that's the thing, Dave. You're quite right in that you need to have the mentality that you need to get that reciprocation of, we're going to come back. We're going to come back. We're going to come back. Yeah. Good point.
What we got next?
I must say, but the first time I saw a racing greyhound up close in kennel, I couldn't believe how big they were. They're huge. Obviously some little bitches and stuff, but like a 38-kilo greyhound is like a small horse. Billy Brennan says, Doncaster, same as Toaster, on a Sunday children's race, not interested why, gets faces talking. Yeah, the children's race is a good idea. That worked really well at Toaster.
They should get like
get all the kids up on the podium. Yeah.
Local schools and stuff like that, just get something going with them. Whereas just give them some free tickets one night and just say, look, come down and
You bring your parents, send them home with, bring your parents down, come down, see the dogs, put some pie, peas or chips on. One of each, not all 3.
It is a cheap night out. It's a good family night out. Henlow on a Friday, Saturday night. Loads of families there in the school holidays.
Yeah, because it is cheap, and and there's no need for it to be expensive, because this is something where horse racing is going slightly wrong. It doesn't need to be expensive, the ground racing, because they've got the payment in terms of the media rights.
Yeah, so and anything else is a bonus.
So in theory, this is something I'm trying to push with the horse racing tracks. That should subsidise the entries. So when they've got these big contracts. It doesn't matter if you're charging £5, £6 to get in. You don't need that because you've got the contracts. But push the sport. Don't take the Michael on £7 for a pint and £14 for pie and peas. Make it affordable for people.
I don't understand why tracks don't race on Saturday nights though, because I went to Munmore a few times and on a Saturday night.
Should be on.
I think you're gonna have to post your birth certificate here. I'm not having it. I'm really not.
Yeah, I saw you giggling there, Tricky. I'm guessing it was in response to this.
That's Alan Southern. Actually, Alan, I created a syndicate with 2 greyhounds. Actually, one of them we still got, a dog called Warning Over, and the other one was Lily's Coco. And it was when I was guest on Racing Post TV, I think there was about 16 of us. And Alan was one of them that put in, it was like £300 one-off payment. And we got so much fun out of him. It was embarrassing. The little bandit in Lily's Coco, we lost her last year, but she had track one every time she ran. She used to burgle races, but I used to do, it's when I was working in my SIS days, I used to watch me videos, should call virtuals early in the morning, and in between watch me videos for Romford, and then do like a preview of the night's racing when Romford was on Racing Post TV on a Wednesday. That's how long ago it was, a long while ago. But Alan's kind of kept in touch since, but he's got quite a dry sense of humour. Well, he has to, because he's a Sunderland fan.
Yeah, he was in a syndicate with me and a few of the boys for a while.
Yeah, but yeah, that was, and like, we've been talking about owning dogs. I think sometimes when you've got a syndicate of like-minded people, you can have such a laugh. It's just, and
You
know,
can, yeah.
you know
You need
you're
the
gonna
right
get
people.
good
It only
times
takes a
and bad
couple of
times.
bad
You know,
apples
you've
in a
been in it long
syndicate.
enough,
But, yeah.
and that's the thing. So yeah, it was a good crack. Good crack.
Right, this race, boys. What are we on?
I'm strong on a dog here.
Do tell.
I fancy 4.
Mm.
I think he's a pup that's actually got undisclosed early. I think he's good enough to turn the picture, and he stays well. It's just his inexperience is going to count across him. And the other negative is he's got Wildcats Kitty inside him. But
that's why I couldn't like anything in like outside of Wildcats Kitty. That was my problem with him. I wanted to like the one, to be honest, but
we know all about her. She's a 28-40 bitch doing the 28-29 dead, isn't she?
Yeah, that's it.
When the season clicks, she'll win. But I don't. Did you think she showed last week like she was close?
not particularly. No.
It felt like she was like 2 or 3 weeks away. That's what it felt like. She run okay, but
getting beat by Milzuri isn't really great form. But she's got a great makeup. She's got a really good makeup because 2's got a bit of early, don't want to win, and 3's got early and don't want to win. So,
but you
apart from the night when I put up against her and she won by about 18 lengths.
I thought that early might just be the end of her, if that makes sense. The Jove early and Kitty, if she's not quite right, it might just break her heart early doors. And
could, but if she got on it, what would knock her off it? That's one way of looking at it as well.
Mariner.
Yeah, but Mariner's not going to turn close enough, I don't think.
I thought Mariner would turn 3rd here.
He could easily. He's not devoid. It's just how he breaks, really. He's not devoid of pace by any means.
The thing is, if he breaks, he's going to have Kitty smashing him into the restaurant, isn't he?
He might clear it.
Kitty might do something different. No one knows. No one. If you think you know what Kitty is going to do, Craig, you're a better man than. Well, you're better than me.
She
me
just
anyway.
Just moves off every week and she clouts everything. She's just a horrible dog.
Yeah. I was interested to see if there's any money for the bottom. The problem is the firms put her in at 11.08, 6-4, didn't they?
Yeah, you're always against him as well, aren't you? He hasn't got a lot of anything, has he? Let's get it right. He just smashes out and moves in a little bit, but he probably could smash out and get in the pitch here himself. So. Interesting race. I'm on the 4.
I'm on the 4.
Sky Bet new this morning, I think.
And they're away and racing, and 6 has smashed out and 4 completely missed it. And it's Canturk Sport that will lead comfortably into the turn. That should be weighed in at Wincanton. Down the far side, 2, Jove Lad has turned in 2nd. And the Rogue Wildcats Kitty is back in 3rd, along with No Opinion, who can't win from there. As they turn off the last, Canturk Sport in supreme isolation has a 4-length split back to Jove Lad. And there's a furlong back to the rest of them. And up towards the line, Stripes will win and win well. 6-2-1.
That went well.
That was over at Lidrise. Good start for the 4.
Glad I didn't get involved with that.
Hello.
What's the 4 doing? Like it's just a horrible dog, isn't it? It's one of them dogs.
I think it can run me.
No, it can. That's the worst part of it. If it was just a pig, it'd be like no problem. But them sort of dogs they're just horrible. They break your heart.
Yeah, it broke my heart at the Lidrise there. I must admit, but his tail was wobbling a bit. Now I don't know whether that's because he's in behind or whether he's feeling something. I don't know. It might have hurt himself coming out the boxes. Not sure.
The one didn't show a great deal again, did it?
I initially wondered if the 4 had been withdrawn as the lid rose.
I will say one thing: the 1's gone to the trip a lot better than I thought it would. I don't think it's a million miles away.
No.
About 12 weeks, is it? I did work it out earlier.
Yeah, I think it's 12, 13 weeks. 13
12 weeks exactly, yeah.
Lucky 13 next week.
A couple of weeks off. No, a couple of weeks off now.
Yeah, that's what they should do. And then get a slow trial into it, and then everyone's a winner.
That's painful, that was.
We moved to an odds-on shot next, graded racing, so that's good.
Oh, 5-dog race.
Yeah, the 5's
taken.
5's non-runner.
They've taken the winner out. That's what they've done.
Oh yeah, Zari China. I had that second in myself, but makes 3
Is
even shorter now.
Meg's Berry you fancied in this? Or is
yeah, I'll bet Meg's Berry for me. Whatever I can have with Sky Bet, I think 30 quid or whatever it was.
I'm a Meg's Berry fan.
Wins here, doesn't she? Surely to God.
Surely.
Well, she won't. She's not the quickest dog in the race by a long stretch, but the 2 wants. You'd be better with 2 in 5 than in 2.
Tulip shot to bits as well.
It does. It's just completely gone. I think I had it at 28.70 bitch a while ago.
Yeah.
She's struggling to break 29 now.
Yeah, she is.
Thing is, though, she'll just take care of the 3, hopefully, and the 1 will just get a run. The what thing is, though, the problem with the 1 is as well, even if she makes the bend in front, yeah, she'll probably win, but she's so paceless down the back, something could go past her. Like, that's my concern.
But the silly thing is, it's now not impossible. I can't believe I'm saying these words. It's not impossible. Meg's Berry leading the bend.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
What?
I think she could get round.
It's not impossible. Well, Boom or Bust will run off into the William Hill on the roundabout. 1 to me Teddy's devoid. The 2 wants lane 4 and take Millcroft Dot out. Why won't the 1 get off the second bend? Where will the 1 be off second bend? I mean, it won't lead. She can't lead, can she? She's got no early pace. But
she did that day when I bet her at 13.5, though. Well, the same situation here.
Same situation as well. Kissy took Millcroft Dot out.
Yeah.
And you beat Millcroft Dot half a length.
Yeah. The problem is...
Do you want to bet 11.08 on Dot?
No, I don't, anyway.
I've got to let her. I've got to see her win. I've got to see her do it.
She might crack out and get on it here or something and just go and win by...
She did 2.15 that day, didn't she?
Easily.
She flew out.
Well, I just don't trust her enough. I'd sooner back Meg's Berry. At least I know I'm getting with her. I'm getting my pig. My pig who's going to run the race every time.
You're getting 29.10, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're getting 29.10 for Meg's Berry.
And that might be good enough here.
Clear run.
You're a sick man.
I love a good pig. Nothing wrong with a good pig. She's been a great bitch though, hasn't she? Like her and a definite Berry, like they've been awesome, haven't they?
Yeah, nearly up 200 runs now, aren't they, with Meg's Berry?
Yeah, they're nearly as old as me, both of them, but they've just, they're
not as old as Dave, but
no, not as old as Dave.
I'm just getting on Amazon now to try and buy some face moisturizer.
I still can't have it, me. I'm not buying it at all. 35. I can't. I just can't have the take at all. It's like when kids get fake ID, innit? That's what it is.
I didn't need any of that.
No, I can imagine.
No fake ID needed.
7 years old going out on a weekend. Oh, Jesus. To be fair, Billy's another one. He looks older than what he is. I weren't a big fan of that tash either that he had. He looked...
No.
I wouldn't let him near them
poor.
children's races with that tash.
No.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. And even the photos of it was even worse.
You couldn't let him... You couldn't have him on the picture with kids, could you? With that
How
tash
old is Billy?
I think he's about my age. Yeah, he's about my age. Yeah.
That's got to be miles worse.
It's up there. It's up there. I must admit. I'll be buying on his spreads as well. And he's been about it forever as well, because I bought a dog off him from Romford off Paul Young, and I think Billy was in with Paul at the time, and that must have been like nearly 10 years ago.
Well, I'll tell you a story about Billy, but similar to Billy McMahon.
I've just got back. There were 3 things on the list not to say. You're taking them off, boys. One by one. Sorry, carry on, Peter.
Yeah, no. And Billy McMahon used to say he got the bus when he was 16 and all that sort of thing. And he saw me and Al Rich on the steps. Well, we used to cheer one over and look. Oh, you go, I got done at the first bend. And you look, and Billy would be cheering. Billy would be cheering it. Billy Brennan would be cheering it in his school uniform. In behind us, we'd be thinking, Jesus, how good are we? We got a school kid that's having his 5 on behind us to get us beat, and he'd roar it at the top of his voice. That was my first
sometimes
experience.
It's not about how much money you win. It's not about how much money you win. Sometimes it's just beating the other people.
Do you remember the Neve Sophie that night?
Neve Sophie.
Remember that night when we were speaking and you couldn't have her at all? And I just remember I was on the terrace and I've roared her as loud. I think it's probably the loudest roar I've ever put up in my life. And I weren't even asked that, I bet her. It was just the fact I was going back inside and go, I told you so.
Yeah. Yeah. Dear.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I do miss June not being on Doncaster.
Yeah.
I used to have like a proper interest in the dogs, you know, like because obviously you'd see them and everything else, so it was like a bit different. Like doing the cards now, they're kind of just like, you know, you're not looking out from the same. You just like, you're not bothered as much when they're boxed up or anything. You know, like one of June's dogs run boxed up, I'd be like on phone to him, like, get this withdrawn. Like, you don't want to be running this. Tell him that needs downgrading.
Yeah. It is amazing how you get attached to them, though, Craig, isn't it? That's the thing.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a bitch that cost me, I don't know, scary amounts. Neve's Mags. I bet Greg's wagon in a 450 first time up, and Neve's Mags came from behind him. And then the amount of times I bet her when she was an absolute good thing, and she'd never win when she was a good thing. I didn't own her, and honestly, at one point I'd have paid June 150 quid just to retire her. Fucking hated her, but she was a lovely bitch though. Like you go to the kennels and that, you couldn't be mad at her. You just look and you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, go on then.
Yeah.
Honestly, she was like the bane of my life.
I remember that. I remember you betting that dog. You'd text me halfway round as well. You'd give it an eye halfway round because you presumed it was all over.
Yeah.
Got picked up by the kennel mate.
Yeah, the kennel mate who doesn't really stay anyway.
He doesn't stay a yard.
On its back runners, I was like, that's when you know you got a sprinter. Oh. He tried with Palantine Michael the week before and shown better pace than him, and I was like, oh, you know, he's a nice dog, him, like. And, you know, he wasn't fully fit and all this bullshit, like, and oh, God. He went round, got 5 lengths in front, Neves Magsy behind me. I'm like, this can't get beat now. And he got chinned online. Oh, what a day. I was in the office as well. That was the worst thing about it. So I'm like, handing her and everything, and then like, oh, it's got beat, sound. Going to the toilet for 3 hours for the rest of my shift.
What's this good thing, Tom, at Harlow? When do we get that released?
It's coming up. Whether you get it or not depends on
whether you get it first.
No, it's Diesel Mini in the 843.
Diesel Mini?
Yep. Simply cannot lose.
I love statements like that. I love statements like that. That's what we're here for. If you're going to take a stance, take a proper stance.
Oh.
I had it 100 spots in front of anything else in the race.
So this is a Tom Francis special.
Yeah. We don't forget, PL, we've got a 100% record at tracks we're not covering.
Yeah.
So I can't let that slip.
No, you have actually.
How is this going to go off this price?
Yeah.
This is going to be big. Oh, I don't like this.
Well, you didn't want to play, but now you've got to.
Well, I'm going to end up playing Megs Berry for more than she's worth. It's true, though, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't really say a lot, like, because it could be like 50, 60 quid, but this is, she can't be like, she's going to be like nearly 4 to 1, isn't she? And
price should be place.
Yeah, there's stop putting bets in my head, David. Jesus.
I talked you into letting that tour dog earlier.
Yeah.
Hey, your man's on the telly now, Craig.
Who's that? Oh, Gary.
Yeah.
I loves it, doesn't he?
The pool specialist.
Big fan of yours the other day, putting you up to run a race in that pool competition.
He knows, doesn't he? He's the pool judge. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I've been speaking to him about the pool and that for a couple of weeks because obviously he's been on there. And I've been pricing it for Freds and that, and he's a character. He really is. He loves it, doesn't he?
And you play yourself or not, Craig?
Yeah, I play a bit. Not to the level I was probably 6 years ago or so, but I don't practice much now. Just play. There's a guy who round our way and he's got a few quid, like, and he's useless. And I know he is. Honestly, he's useless.
Craig takes advantage of that.
Yeah, we played. Honestly, I can 4-star to 16.
Like a modern day Robin Hood.
Yeah. This is how bad he is. Honestly, right? I have to give him a start, and I have to nominate what pocket I'm going to put the black in pre-frame. 4-star. Honestly, played him for 11.5 grand once at it. And
no.
Still won as well. I played him so many times. Probably the last 8 sets I played
What,
him.
a
I've not lost
single
him.
frame, 11.5 grand.
No, I give him 4 start to 16, and I've got to nominate what pocket I put the black in at the end.
I wondered how you kept affording all these dogs.
Yeah.
Oh, just honestly,
That's amazing. That's a great story.
How
It's
did
so
he pay
bad.
out? Cash, check, bank transfer,
No,
PayPal,
transfer, and he
Bitcoin.
sent a reference like I've been doing.
Western
I've been doing
Union.
yeah. He played last night. He played my mate last night. He got 250 start to 501 potting balls. Do you know, like just potting them, you carry on and just like break build. 250 start to 501 and lost that. And they played for 18,900 each last night.
There's no wonder Gary Wiltshire's really confident with you behind him. Jesus Christ.
The boy's an absolute lunatic. He's the most degenerate punter I've ever met in my life, but he's great.
He
He's
must have a 365. That's what we could have.
Yeah.
Must have a 365.
I wouldn't trust him enough, though. That's the problem. I wouldn't trust him enough. I've had these conversations with him in the past, and I'm like going, I'd just love to buy it for all the money in the world. And I'm not sure I could bet to the stakes he does, though. Do you know, to keep it like realistic either.
It'll look suspicious because you weren't having enough on.
Yeah, that's it. I'd need to be having like 2 and 3k a go. Like he's a lunatic. He's great though. Good laugh as well. Pays out with a smile. Can't beat it.
Towards the twilight days of my 365 account, when I was like really, really following the dogs and doing all right, if I had a few good wins, I'd go on the casino, the live casino, to try and make myself just look like a degenerate mug punter. And they have real dealers, and I think they're Estonian, and they're all models, and it's just the weirdest thing. It's just, we'll have to, one night after racing, we'll have to stay on for half an hour, play a bit of blackjack. It's just.
It's funny you should mention that, because I did some research earlier and I was flicking through some of the clips that you've done, and you were talking about chat roulette last time Craig was on.
Yeah.
So now we're on chat roulette and we've got Estonian dealers on
Playing blackjack.
But it's the
love
common
those
denominator is Tom Francis. That's the thing, DJ. So
I get the good judges on, and then I
he
just
knows
bring
everything
the
about
tone down.
any dodgy dealings, and Tom knows the ins and outs down to a T.
I'm a chartered surveyor. I'm a man of
Yeah,
great
you're an
standing
internet
in
wizard,
society.
an internet wizard.
Do you think that actually works, by the way? Do we if you've got a 365 account now, do you think if you went in the casino first and did a few
it makes no difference.
It's by sport.
No, I've learned that.
What's a 365 account, Tom?
I've not known since about 2018. To be fair, Mrs. Francis doesn't have one actually, so there's a window.
Why on earth?
Actually, my boy,
she's got the credit rating.
My boy.
She's American. She get taxed on winnings.
He said he's got some free bets or something. He said so. What he's doing is he's betting with one firm and then having the opposite bet with the other. He said, "Oh, nick 70 quid." I went, "I just be careful, boy."
Yeah.
He said, "Yeah." He said, I could have got a bit of better value. He said, but you've already had me bet 365 me Skype. Oh dear. And that was years ago.
Is Meg's Berry big here at 9-2?
Absolutely ridiculous. I'd almost have a favourite.
Oh, come on.
I'd almost have a favourite.
You're a sick man. You can't.
Two will take care of 3.
Surely.
You're a sick man.
This is the winner. This is the winner.
I tend to agree. Well, it's not. I don't tend to agree that it's the winner, but it's definitely an overprice.
What price would you have her here, David? I'd be like probably 2-1, 9-4 max.
My original race was 3-1, 10, 11-4, 12, 6-4, 6.
Blimey.
So I've got rid of a 6-4 shot. So I've got dot. So whatever. I should probably be 6-4 dot, 9-4 berry.
Yeah, that's roughly how I'd be. She's just massive here.
Tremendous value.
I've laid 3 anyway, so just because it's 3.
She's 6.5 years old, but
age is just a number, David. You know that.
I do.
You know,
and it's just a number you can manipulate if you want to.
Yeah. She's 3.5, really. Yeah.
You know how for the graded, the racing post comments are generated by a computer.
That's Dave's age.
So I was in the bookies one day, and there was a dog, and the comment said in with a chance, but getting on a bit in terms of age. And I had a look, and it was a 2-year-old, but they'd put the wrong year for its birth, so it was 34 years old in the paper. It was
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Imagine getting the form for that and just being like, Jesus, this is getting on a bit.
Yeah.
5.4. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I can't. The 3 might win, and it's probably the right price now at like 2.4. But the 4's shown next to nil, hasn't it, in its 2 runs?
Yeah.
One at me, Teddy. There's a bit of money for one at me, Teddy. But I've got
good draw.
Yeah, well, that's now. Yeah.
Similar theory to the 1, though, isn't it? Really, it's devoid, it's useless, but it'll run its race.
But I thought it was doing its run when it was the -40s. I thought that would be suiting.
Yeah.
One at me, Teddy.
I think he's a bit sore as well, isn't he? I think he's one of them dogs.
He doesn't run the 3rd bend, does he? Want to be Teddy?
No,
He's the one who he goes to that 3rd bend and just.
I think all he is me. I think it's just middle. It don't really start. It don't really stay.
No, he goes to that 3rd bend, okay, but he really doesn't run it for me. Like I say, 2 months ago, I'd be all over the 2. But she's just.
The 2
I can kind of forgive last week. I mean, she was in with Ballymat Zona last week. Well, she would never going to go with that, was she?
No.
But she's not been showing a customary early either, so.
This is one where you just want 2 to do its job.
Yeah.
2 do your job.
Smash.
Yeah. Smash and then just let Berry up the inside and we'll plod and pig away and keep going.
Pig away.
What happens, Craig, if Millcroft Dot turns in front of Berry?
I think we'll knock it off. They'll fight. Or 6 might come over the top and chin them both because 3's fighting 1.
The thing is, you don't really want 3 to smash and just get lonely, do you?
No, we don't want that.
No,
that's why we
we
just
don't
need to come away.
We need
We
2
don't want
on the
smash
race here,
complete.
yeah. That's the
We don't
theory,
want
anyway.
2 to come away, move middle.
Although
3
2's
to get a
running
bit of
awful, just smash out the boxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all. It's got one job on it. Just come away and make a
one
mess of the
job.
3 to start. Yeah,
Just
that's all you got to do.
job.
I know what you're saying about the 6 having a nice draw, but the 4's just ran straight on at the bend its first 2 runs.
Yeah.
It's not taking it at all. So,
But it's paceless. 4.
When you're going
Even
to
when
22
it
in
broke,
this,
it was paceless. Paddling on the bends.
imagine having a dog in, you're going off 22 in this. Like, you'd be devastated, wouldn't you, really?
Yeah.
remember that litter of dogs I talked about that I bred?
Malray's kid was one, to be fair. He'd have been 22 in this.
This is actually a bad B7, and the 11th race is the even worse one.
Worse, yeah.
Here we go.
Come on, Berry.
Would you get a nosebleed with this if this wins, Craig?
Just a bit.
Oh,
Do your
jeez.
job. Do your job. Ah.
Here we go then. The race replays on Doncaster Twitter. And away and racing. One's broke, all right. Boom or bust is the first to show, though. From 2 is going to turn into pitch. Then comes 3, 1,
Go on, Barry.
and 6 down the far side. And it's boom or bust with the lead. From up on the inside, Cool Jolly Annie. And on the outside comes Millcroft Dot. So gets to the 3rd turn. Millcroft Dot on the shoulder of 4. 6 now circles the field. Wanted Me Teddy now goes on. From 3 and 4, rubbing shoulders once more. Wanted Me Teddy going. Clear in the closing stages. Wanted Me Teddy wins from, I think, Megs Berry in 2nd. And again, the disappointment, Millcroft Dot.
Fuck. That is absolute curseville. Ah!
I thought when she got inside the 2, I thought that was it, game
Yeah.
over.
2 was rubbing 3 as well and driving it mad, wasn't it?
When they come together at the 3rd, all
Yeah,
she has to do is
two
get
cut
that gap.
across
She
one
gets
a
that
little
gap,
bit
it's
at the
over. It's done.
Berry's going on the list after that.
Look at 6. 6 is behind them all.
Oh,
It's just got booted round 6,
He's
isn't
done,
it?
he's done wanted me
It's-
to tell you a
yeah.
favour there, not running the 3rd bend. Because
He
she's
does.
been that wide, she's missed all the trouble down the inside.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Just the. Oh,
4's gone for a little chat with 3 there. Jesus.
Howard's pointed that out in the chat as well. He said the 4
Yeah.
will fight soon, and he was right. It was tonight.
He did. That's at least an awkward. Well, that is an awkward. There's no doubt
That'd be a
about
fair
that. That's
cast
an
as
awkward.
well, 6 and 1, wouldn't it?
Be fine.
The old bookends.
Yeah.
The two dogs that
It was,
both...
it was doable, but I thought the 3 would frame. I'll be honest. But
No worries, lads. We've got the 843 at Harlow now.
here we go. Yeah, sorry.
All right.
Oh,
Oh, it's on the drift. It's on the Harry Lift.
The
Well, don't
Raven.
worry about that.
We'll have more on.
It's got a second in hand. That's it. The bigger the drift, the more we have on.
More on.
oh, that's close to getting a beer open. That's very close. Oh, the pain.
You're not had one yet.
No, I'm not meant to be drinking, but it's not going to end well. Fucking hell. Ugh, that is horrible. Ugh.
I don't know what you do with Millcroft Dot now.
I do retire. That's what you do. There's just no
Because
point.
That was an open golf in terms of times and pace shown in races. Like,
You'd put her in a B8, wouldn't you, and just go, here, I'll have a win.
but do you think she'd win one? Do you think she'd win it?
I'm not certain she would. No.
I mean, that's probably what they're going to have to do to try and get a win out of her.
How many? What is she? Has she actually ever won a race? She's
No, she's not for 20 now.
Just have to frame the perfect race for her, wouldn't you?
She keeps going off thin. It's like I don't.
It's like people don't understand, isn't it?
Well, they obviously do, or there's lots of bots playing.
How could she be like 8 to 11 early doors? You know what I mean? Like,
because she's got the time, she's got the 28.75, and
yeah,
pick that up. But the machine didn't really. What price did she return machine? 2.4.
Yeah, 2.4, something like that.
What do we have to do? What do we have to do here, Tom? Do we have to make all?
Just have to stay on our feet, apparently.
No, we don't. We just have to.
Surely we've not put a dog to come up from behind round Arlo, have we? Surely.
We just have to turn handy. No, we just have to turn four lead. We just have to follow it round.
Right. Okay.
If 5's foxes, we're done. We can't lose any. We can't lose anything to the 4.
Can we get a bit naughty and do some kind of 4-6-6-4 forecast? Will 4 definitely lead?
There's no definites around Harlow. We know that. But yeah, I can't see anything else leading other than the 4.
What are we on, by the way?
It's whether the 2 picks it up on the inside.
He's talking me into back in the 4. I'll be honest.
I know. I'm thinking the same. Which one are we going on here?
6.
I'm on the 6.
6.
But the 4's a definite leader.
Round Harlow.
Round Harlow. and you can bet 7.8.
Yeah.
Settle it as a winner now, to be honest.
Watch as they
come on, Tom.
the kick.
All right, here we go.
Are we leaving Tony Bullen to do the commentary?
Can do. Either or. Just get it to win. Jesus.
Yeah, that's it. Just get it to win. Tom's he's got a good record, so the record's on the line.
And it's smashed up. It's absolutely smashed up. And as I go into the first bend, the 4. Oh God, it's fucked it. Oh no.
Mini.
Oh, that was exactly what I didn't want to happen.
Yeah, you smashed that and got too involved.
That was the problem. If the 4 had smashed that ahead of the 6 and he followed it round, it would have been all right.
So we beat then?
Yeah.
Oh, Lorraine said, yeah, we're beat. All cuddle. More cuddling. Can 4 hold on? Can 4 hold on?
No.
Oh, I think 4 might have held on.
Thanks, Tom. You put it on throw in there, mate. Well done.
4 has got up on it.
I think 4 has
6
held
came out
on.
like that. I thought that was all over.
6 trapped too well. That was the problem. 6 was meant to follow the 4 round. 6 shouldn't have come out like that.
6
was
being
wrong.
trapping too well. Jesus Christ, what is that?
Wrong.
Slug?
No, it wasn't meant to do that. The 4 was meant to be a length in front of that point, and the 6 follows it round, but the 6 run into the 4 there.
Cut the bend. Drop
well, that's Greyhound racing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
I made a call on the race. It's kind of right, but also very wrong.
mixed it up a little bit. I like it.
He's settled it as a winner at the first bend, and then all of a sudden it's all gone Pete Tong.
Yeah.
He was there at the bookies, weren't he? Just going 20, 40, 60. We'll take that back.
This shall not be beaten.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Beer time.
What a time to be alive. There we go. We actually got a decent race next as well. I am going to be very, very, very Kuna Desia.
Really?
Yep. I am. I have to be. How can the 6 be so short here? Come pick up Penny's Calypso last week, and
Yeah,
you're
that
going
was
to
disappointing. Yeah.
and it's going to be like near enough odds on, and it's got more pace around it tonight than it did last week. Because the 5 was always going to be out of its way last week. The Calypso dog.
Yeah.
This way, Midas Mackay could easily do ranges to the corner. Des will lead the inside for sure.
You think he'll lead one?
Yeah, I think he'll lead the one. Yeah. 3 will push off a little bit as well, Juliet, won't she?
Yeah.
I think he's well drawn. I think he gets round the inside here. He can be different speed to these.
There's
not
no
been
pace
really
on the inside, basically, is there? That's the thing.
No,
is
there's
who
nothing.
turns, yeah.
And I think he will turn. And I think if 5 does do 6, I think he's a winner. And he's going to be like 10 to 1 plus.
Yeah. Fair point.
Kind words on Twitter from the Earwig. Best one so far for me. Good chat, non-stop about the races coming up, in-depth about the makeups, where dogs go and run up, whether early or finishers, different opinions, and even saying what they bet, even 1 or 2 against field and place markets. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Alan Southern's been back on. He said it's got to be 20 years ago, that Paul. Can't have been that long, was it? She's only 11, wasn't she? Yeah, she was 2011 Whelp, so she would have been about 2014. It's only about 7 years ago, Alan. You're living in a time warp, son.
So
and
David,
we actually, the dog, the lad, we still got him. He's 11. He's 11, and he's got no grey hairs on his body. You'd think he's still like a lunatic now, but he was a lunatic when I bought him. I bought him out as a whim. I was doing a Henlow sale, and I was the auctioneer, and no one was bidding. And Brian Harrison was doing it, and I think Stephen Ray was doing the auction, and I was doing the books. And Brian Harrison was running it, and no one was bidding. And they were getting all annoyed. And in the end, they went, right, that's it, cancel the sale. And they just stopped it there and then. They stopped it. And I'd had my eyes on a couple of dogs for Romford. I was looking to burgle them. And I ended up going outside afterwards. I think that literally, I don't know, 6 or 7 dogs went on the bench, and the rest of the 30 odd never. And I went and did a deal with Chris, the fellow was, wasn't he? Can't remember his name. He was an English fella, and he was barking in the kennel. I said, I want him for Romford. Oh yeah, he said he'll be A1 Romford. I said, I don't want A1. I said, I want him A5. And sure enough, actually, we did get him an A5, and we got him second time up and backed him, and then he went up into A3, and he had about 17 A3s and won one of them. And in the end, I just got sick of him going. He was going at the first bend with his eye shut. He was just sick of getting whacked, so I just moved him. Funny enough, I moved him to Dookie and Ann Elliott, and Dookie died not so long ago. But they did marvels with him. One of them made an open with him at Henlow. He didn't really stay 400 that strong, but they got him to win a maiden open at. We had lots of real good. There were just 2 dogs that won their races when they had the chances, and we had a lot of fun with them, which is sort of what we're all about, really. We just love our dogs, and I just think it's really good when you get like-minded lads together, and you can have the crack and have the banter, and a bit like the chat on here now. It's good, very good.
Tom, are you a bit of a Harlow judge?
No.
I just wondered where that.
I
just wondered where that bet came from. That's all.
Just having a look at it. I like open racing.
Right.
I look at most opens where I can.
Because I've seen the next sale's going to be at Harlow, isn't it? The next
Is it?
Greyhound sale's going to be at Harlow, which is going to take some.
Yeah, you can nick. I reckon you can nick a few dogs there.
I reckon.
It's a funny old place,
if
Harlow,
you know
in
what you're
every
watching at Harlow,
sense.
there'll be some value to be had with buying
Yeah.
dogs that haven't gone very quick.
Yeah, I remember taking. I had a dog in with Yvonne Gaskin, and called Guildford Jet. He was A1 at Romford, and she took him. She turned around to her. I'm going to put him around Harlow. We're not going to trial him. Basically, if he runs the first bend, there's a certainty. I was like, no worries. Literally, didn't come away. Run into the car park, and I'm like, Jesus Christ Almighty! Like the dog just looked absolutely faceless. Hated the place with a passion. Never seen a dog run a track like that. We just didn't like it. He was off the rail. He was running like a middle to wide course, and he was like the tightest rail I've ever had.
Yeah, we put D-Star Lord around Harlow out of absolute desperation towards the end when he basically just stopped chasing, and it was the worst thing I've ever seen. Seeing him run around there, it was like watching a loved one suffer. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. just 32 seconds of absolute misery.
Ah, jeez.
Right, this racing, boys.
Yeah.
What are we on?
I can't have this odds on, can you?
I'm on the 6 at 2 to 1. I had it 11 to 10. Is what price I had it?
Yeah, you did have it 11-10, to be fair. I remember you saying.
Oh, dear.
Very short, this. Very, very short. I'm going to bet the 2, me. I'm going to have to bet the 2.
I thought the 1 was the danger.
Yeah, I'll bet 1. I think that's going to be the play for me. Bet 1 and have a couple of dogs back to beat me.
It depends. If the 2 beats the 1 to the bend, that favours me with 6. I think the 2 is not right yet. The 2 and the 3 and the 4, I had both on 20 plus.
Yeah, I can't have either of them. I just want 5 to do 6 and 2 to lead the 1. And I think he's a winner. I think he'll win from there, them does. I know he's not running great, but Parker doesn't run lame dogs, does he? You know what I mean?
I don't think Glaze Range is actually he's a wide runner, but he's not the widest runner in the world, is he? He certainly starts edging in on the way to the bend, but I think he's got too much pace for Midas Mac. I won't bet him at this price, And if he gets any shorter, I'm beating as I say, I've 11 or 10 to 125, so really I should be hitting the lay button. But
if you've got a Bresbet account,
even with this dog, and he just looks like he'd been chucked in the way he come back, and yet he's showing a bit, but not really enough to get me excited. And I know what you mean, Dave. I made him favourite myself, maybe not as short as you, but. I don't know.
I was more 7-4 about him. That's
sort of what I was. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, 7-4. Yeah.
The class the dog he's been in with, I just think this is apart from Des. Obviously, we know Des has got plenty of back class. I've just not seen any life from Des yet.
Yeah, but you haven't seen any. There's no life from Barnside Lottie until she's done that tonight, is there? I think with his dogs, I think they don't take the time to come on. I don't know. I just think
I must say, he's a much. They used to keep putting him in 1.
Yeah, he's a better dog in 2.
He's a much better dog in 2, Des. Or I don't know whether his results will reflect that. I've not looked, but this is definitely where he wants to be.
So the lads are on Des then.
Well, I'm definitely on the 6.
Well, I'm not 2 to 1.
Bresbet have gone evens. Arb.
Yep.
I bet 1 covered 2 and have 6-1, 6-2.
Just can't see a way the 3 and the 4 can't get involved, can they?
No, I don't fancy it.
Shouldn't do.
No.
That is a statement.
Yeah, that's the theory anyway.
Set myself up for a fail.
Yeah. Hare's running. Big one for DJ, this one. Glaze Ranger. Got all the value. And the way in racing is bombed out. 6 from 5. Midas Mac drops up on the inside of Glaze Ranger. And Midas Mac now goes on 2 lengths clear. Oh, he's gone lame out the second turn. And 4 now has hit the front. Brennan's Darcy from 1. Bull Run Burren, who now hits the front going into the third turn. It's the red jacket. 1 from 4. Then comes 6. Down the 4th bend now. And 1 Bull Run Burren has gone on. from Glazed Ranger in behind, up towards the line. Bull Run Burham wins easily in the end from Glazed Ranger. Unfortunately,
Oh,
why does Matt win lame out
horrible.
the second turn?
Properly lame.
yeah, that's. Oh,
I think he would have won as well, wouldn't he? Let's get it right.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that was bad.
That was
That was his
horrible.
hock, wasn't it?
Horrible, that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was bad. I think that's as bad as I've seen because you could actually see
Yeah,
it.
you can see it
Yeah.
from the time when you
Yeah,
camera
that was
going.
poor. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, that's not nice.
No, it's not nice. No, especially he was in front at the time, wasn't he? So
Oh, Jesus, what?
we can't go to a break now either, can we?
No.
That was bad, that was bad.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I've just texted Sando, hopefully he's alright, like, but
Yeah. Most of them are fixable.
Yeah, to be fair,
95% of them are fixable.
Yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake, here he is. Fucking wait, man. This is the same guy who turned around and said, Bocco's do me deserve what he thought. Fucking can't be doing this. Jesus wept. His weight had nothing to do with it. His hock's gone on his own.
Yeah.
Jesus wept.
Yeah.
What's awful? I just don't understand what your point is. Right, you're trying to make out like the trainer's fault. The dog has not been touched, and his hock has gone.
Yeah.
Just stop trying to make it something. It's not like the Bocco's do me thing. Dogs who are 38 kilos can run races. They can run tight tracks as well. Fucking hell. Oh, fuck off. Honestly. Go and get in the bin. And just have some respect for the dog as well, by the way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Just not even I hope he's all right, just straight away pointing fingers like a dickhead. Honestly, go and get a life.
The hock's just gone, hasn't it? It's not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's 3 clear when it's happened.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully it's, the dog's tried to look after itself. It's gone up on its hind legs, and so hopefully it's not done any more damage to it. And most of them are fixable. Yeah, don't know who the vet is at Doncaster, but down here we've got Daniel Doherty, and he is an absolute wizard.
Helen's pretty good, to be fair, but it's just one of them, just with anything like that. You just depends how bad it is, doesn't it, and stuff.
Yep.
And
Yeah. I've spent thousands of pounds getting dogs fixed up before. I think tracks are getting a bit better now at contributing. We had a dog go lame and retire at, I think it was Toaster, and they gave us a good few quid towards getting it fixed up and retiring it, which was really nice. But it would be nice to see more tracks doing a bit of that.
Yeah, the last dog that I owned, graded with my brother at Sheffield, did a hock, and they paid for everything.
Did they?
Yeah,
that's good. Then.
Paid for everything. And then
they did it with
did 3 months in rehab, and we took him home. So
Laura and Peaches went wrong one night for Vic, and I think it cost an absolute fortune for track. But she broke her shoulder in a couple of places and smashed her rock as well. And she was brought back from that. She was all right, but it must have cost the track probably nigh on upwards of 10.
I think the hock break week. I think it was about 2,800 quid. The vet stuff, and they just no questions asked, just fixed it, sorted it.
And rightly so. They're racing for them.
Exactly, they're earning them.
Yeah, but I did all the aftercare. We went back to trainers for like 2 or 3 months after, and in training with him, got checked and stuff. When it was okay, came home and now with my dad. It was good. It's good the track to do that because sometimes it is a bit of it shouldn't be. It's not right, but it's a bit of a barrier to them kind of things, and it's good the track to take responsibility for it.
Yeah.
and we can move on to this belting event next.
I was just going to say that, Dave, myself. Jesus Christ.
I don't really know where we're going. I haven't got 12 minutes for talking about this next race. So.
I've got a theory.
Go on then.
I know Mulclare Dawn is dead, and I know she's very, very flat and not running. But is she flat against these type of dogs? Because these are the worst.
Dropping grade, isn't it? That's the thing. Lutton's Ethan would.
He'd lap these, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
That's my theory behind it. I just think. Honestly, I can't make. If she's ever going to win a race again, this is it. I mean, she's been beat 4.5, 5 lengths last week against much better dogs.
Yeah.
It's not even out of the question that she goes round in front.
There's no speed in the race. There is no speed in the race. Yeah.
Lee's little girl goes round in front. It'll just mess around the entire time.
Yeah, but who with?
That's the problem. That might nothing there. I mean, as ex-handicapper, what box does the 3 want? But it doesn't want a box. It wants a sofa. But what box does it want? It doesn't want 3. It wants 5 or 6. It'll miss the break and just go straight right.
Yep.
Is that because he's she's moving off because of the there's nothing on the outside because it's so slow away and
maybe. I mean, she has cut back in a little bit to the bend.
Yeah,
but I won't be putting her in 3.
Sort of moving off and then moving back in again. But
as Pyman's Master won,
just not starting. Just really not starting.
Maybe once. Maybe.
Actually, I backed Pyman's Master against Lee's little girl on the 3rd of January, and I got excited. But I think Lee's little girl might have found something else, and Pyman's Master might have refused. I don't know, but yeah, they're very, very. They were B8s, weren't they? They've stopped the B8s now, and they're back in the B7s. But
this is basically just put it back into B7.
Yeah, this is a B8, isn't it? This is a B9. I
mean, really, I couldn't. But... The debut of the 6, Lee's little girl won. And
I watched that race today.
Messed about after
yeah.
So... She showed the 6 showed a bit of pace. Like
I didn't know whether the bottom could improve. Really, yeah.
It was what baffled. It showed a bit of pace on debut, even though it did the 2:36. But then the trial, it's done a 2:22 and it's improved.
2:36 and a 2:22. Yeah, exactly. So could it? Yeah, could improve.
It could. I didn't like the way that it got to Lee's little girl and didn't really go past Lee's little girl after the line. But that could be Lee's little girl. I get Craig's point about the 1. It's huge down. But I think 7-2 about Lee's little girl is quite fair actually. If you wanted to bet, because she might find herself in front.
She might have no choice but to go on.
The 5's getting closer with the season, but
what is this clown on about? Honestly, just block him from the chat, will you, Tom? Just get rid of him.
I can't from this platform.
Okay, no. It's like you can't even not read it because of the. It's just like just bait. Jesus Christ, man. Just goes to show how many idiots are in this game at times as well.
You should see some of the things people say about me and PL. We just take it on the chin.
In fairness, though, they're all they're granted.
Still.
Oh God, tremendous. We're gonna get the 1 home here. That's what we're gonna do. Mulclare Dawn.
Will it home?
That is the 1. Just.
But do you need to bet 9 or 4 Mulclare Dawn?
Yeah.
No. No.
I'm not trying to put you off.
You are.
Do you need to? I'm trying to be constructive. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be constructive.
29.38 last week. That could win this race, couldn't it?
Mm. Oh yeah.
She's been beat 5 3/4 off Lutton's Ethan, 7 1/4 off Proper Peasant. Like I know she's completely dead, but she could do a 29.10, especially if she fronted. But she looks very, very, very gone. Like,
yeah, she's not showing any pace, Craig. That's the thing.
Oh, she isn't. No, but to be fair, none of these have they?
Lee's little girl is.
The run on the 20th of November behind Flew the Coop would be good enough.
Yeah, miles. I mean, what did she reach at one point? She had a little spell, didn't she? She got to like B3 or something.
So now we're going back to November.
Yeah.
That B3, was that last year or the year before, Craig?
Last year, I'm sure it was. Because I remember getting it, I was like, what? Mulcler Dawn, the B3? What's going on here? Anything like them 70s. She's not that bitch anymore, but Jesus Christ, just 29-20 and she probably wins. She might even front here.
Yeah, you're right. She got to B3.
Did she? Yeah.
Yeah, one race in B3.
And backing her in a B8. The worst B8 in history of the sport.
It's not. She's got a 28.42 on her card.
She's only a second behind the form, though, isn't she? She's only lost just the 12 and a half laps.
Not being a major follower of Doncaster, are these 450 races predominantly for RPG TV, or do they run a lot of them?
No, it's main grade, to be honest. It's the main distance.
This is the trip, Tom.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell you, I don't think it's a terrible trip by any means. Like sometimes think, yeah, short runs. I personally don't think it is that short run to the bend. I think Doncaster is such a big track. I think that for it be almost like the 515 at Hove, if you like, the 483 at the real extreme run to the turn. And now,
I know what you mean.
Gone back the ways to 500, isn't it? So I think 400's enough to show early pace. I don't think it's like a 450 at Central Park, say.
No, it's not.
It is a short run.
It's just, I think it's a decent enough run. Like you say, you can recover from a miss.
Yeah.
It's an all right little. I like that. I prefer the distance. I don't like the 483s. I'm not a big fan of them. In fact, if anything, I actually think I'll lose on 483s. I've never really bothered to keep a record, but
Rascal shirt and tie combo by Phil in the studio. It's gone for a yellow shirt with button-down collar with red tie. The shade of yellow I describe as piss yellow as well. Have a look when it comes back up on screen. I like they've got Ian Fortune on. I really like Ian. He's such a nice guy.
Ian said he'd come on, actually. We're going to do a
Saturday morning.
Golden Jacket. Yeah, the final of the Golden Jacket. Yeah. So he's going to make an appearance there.
Should do a Shelburne Park
that's plan is to do some Irish stuff.
Yeah,
we're gonna sort of. This is why we're experimenting now, doing this one. We're gonna try and do another one the Saturday morning. That's the next one. Actually, we're going to do is the 19th, and then we're going to do a Monmore Gold Cup Saturday night, and then we're going to do another Doncaster on a Monday night. Hopefully, Dave might be available because Craig isn't.
Yeah, I'm booked in for the media.
And then we'll probably go because Dave, that's right. You're in the horses, and you like the horses.
Yeah, I work.
So we're going to try and do a little bit of a Cheltenham preview that night. That's the last one we're going to do. We're going to have a break, take stock, and see what we're going to do. So
yeah,
that's a good point, David. I still owe you a drink for that 40-1 win you gave me last year.
He's gasping.
Just send it over. Things called bank transfers. These are not allowed at your house anymore. So bank transfer it over, and I go and buy 4 cans.
Yeah, fuck the lager. Just send the money, all right?
You can put it on Mulcler Dawn for me if you like.
Yeah, go on then.
we'll roll it up.
7-2 Mulcler Dawn. She's either 80s on, or she's a million.
4.
Quite a disparity there.
Get me a 14 cans to 4 this Mulcler Dawn, and we'll see where we go from there.
So is Hot Hill Mercury some kind of runner at 72 then?
No, not for me.
I wouldn't have bet it with stolen money, so 7-2 was baffling me a little bit. I suppose it's not because it's unexposed.
Done the trial on it.
It's unexposed. It's again.
Pro 29 that trial on it, and
yeah, it sort of got stuck in the traps last time, I suppose. But
just does it every run though, doesn't it? It's just a bad dog in it.
It's only had 2 goes, to be fair.
Yeah.
The thing is, well, Diane Cross has had it over a month now as well, so there's only one way that's going, and it ain't forwards. I spoke to James this morning, and he said he liked the 6 here.
There's been money for that through the day, hasn't there? The 6.
Yeah, he liked that, and he said he made the 5 runner as well, which I can't really see, to be fair, but obviously a big price. But I like the 1, mate.
I just don't like anything, you know. So no one bets on more races at Doncaster than me. I love getting my money involved.
Yeah, so do I. I'm the same as you, and I'm thinking, what have I laid out here on this race? I've bet 2.
What do I want to do?
And I've covered on 1 and 6. That's what I've done.
That's something I've found, that a lot of like your professional punters are kind of, we'll pick 1 or 2. I learn so much more if I've had a bet.
Yeah.
If I just watch a race.
Yeah,
If I've got some money involved, I learn so much more from that race than.
It matters more when there's
I'm
money.
not promoting that, by the way.
From my point of view,
gambling spiel.
You put so much into watching the videos. You've always got an opinion. It's probably to what degree of a bet you have, but I think I've overstayed this one.
I've not.
It's towards the end of the night, and
I can't bring myself to have a bet.
So, what's your big fancy here, Pierre?
I bet 2. I just think 2's got a massive chance to lead, and I know she's not all the ticket, but it's one of those she could easily get lonely here with any kind of break.
If I was having a bet, I think the 2 would be my bet. But Craig's making such a case for the 1; he's kind of put me off back in the 2 now. So
you're welcome. I bet a lame dog to win more than it's worth. Brilliant. Come on, Donny. 1 time, a Bowman special, back to life, Evanescence.
Back to reality.
Come on.
Didn't know you're emo.
No, not for me, that. I'll be singing it if this wins, though. Jesus.
Wake me up inside.
Stop. Right, they're all ours. They're locked and loaded. And did you know, for the queries, contact info@doncastergroundstadium.co.uk.
Drop him a message. This doesn't win.
Kick on that, Donny! Aye!
And away and racing, and 2 is the first to show. Lee's little girl will lead into the turn in front of Mulcair. Dawn's going to turn second. In a pitch comes Breakaway Diamond down the far side, and 1 Mulcair Dawn now takes over and goes on from Lee's little girl, who's going to come back for more into the 3rd turn. Lee's little girl just noses ahead but sticks the head in the air. And Mulcair Dawn now goes on once more from Lee's little girls. They turn for the judge. Red jacket shining brightly in the Doncaster floodlights. 1 beats 2 and 5 back in 3rd. He had to come good in the end, the old Craigie boy.
Well done, Craig. Well done.
That's what we love. Lame dogs winning races. Things we're all here to see. Oh, baby.
The back class. I thought Leeds was going to come and properly do you at the 3rd bend there.
Declaring yourself a genius at the 2nd bend and another dog half a length behind. That is ballsy.
The call was stuck the head in the air.
5 lengths behind at the 3rd bend.
Yeah.
I
think it had the pace to win, didn't it, too? But didn't want to.
Yeah, it doesn't enjoy it, does it?
No.
Oh, I've enjoyed that one. I really
Turn left and head for home.
Yeah.
See you at the pickup.
Oh, tremendous.
Yeah.
I'll never slag Kenny Bowman again.
Yeah, class always tells. Oh, dear.
1 more race. Some might say the lucky last.
Yeah. No, I think it was the lucky penultimate, wasn't it, Craig?
That was.
Yeah.
There's
was
no,
that
there's
getting
no
me out of
luck
trouble, or was that
in
hit
you.
the front?
Oh, yeah, in front now.
Good man.
Are you a 35-year-old man drinking John Smith's, Dave?
No, he's not a 35-year-old man. I told you this.
I'm a 42-year-old drinking John Smith's. I've ran out of real alcohol, and that was all left in the fridge. So, yeah, Christmas.
Maybe on the paint stripper in a bit.
An A8 class beverage. You might find a Boddington's if you go deep enough.
There is Boddington's in there, actually. Yeah, Boddington's in there.
I didn't know if you made Boddington's anymore.
Oh, you've not lived, Tom.
Question from Harry. Surely drinking John Smiths at any age is questionable.
You've got to be 60 plus and in the vault, I think. That's what the rules are for Boddingtons and John Smiths. Oh, bloody hell.
I worked in a pub for a bit, and my dad came in one night, and he's like, "Oh, I'll have a John Smith." I was like, "You don't fucking want the John Smith." I was like, "I've worked there for 6 months. No one has ever had a John Smith before. That barrel is just that must be like 8 months past its date." He had a calf freeze in the end, which wasn't any better.
Oh dear.
Oh, God.
Well, I've got a winner.
For where?
Haley's Comet. I followed Tricky in that last one.
All right.
Oh, I thought you had one coming up. I thought we were going back to Harlow. I thought.
Yeah, so did I. So did I, Dave. Yeah, I was getting all excited then.
Lumping on in the D4.
Something else we can gamble on.
Hey, Craig, is there any bets tonight on the old pool?
I've not seen the prices actually. Let me have a look.
How long does this pool go on for? Because it seems to have been going on for
3 million years.
Yeah.
Forever now. Wilshire's on there, be on forever.
Not really. No, they're all about right. I think they look pretty decent.
Is that because you've priced? Have you just gone on Betfred app and you've priced them? So
Yeah,
about right.
pretty much. Going, this guy's a genius.
A lad used to give me insider tips for the carpet bowls.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Oh, this lad's playing on a Sunday morning. He's a big drinker. He's going to be out on a Saturday night. He's short price favourite, but he won't be able to control himself in Blackpool. He's going to absolutely get smashed." And he was right every time. Every time the bloke would turn up, and there'd be Barry from EastEnders doing the opening song because he does it every year for some reason. We're gonna do it anyway. Gonna do it anyway. And there's this bloke with just like almost blood dripping out of his eyes. He's that hungover. He's just like, "I'm glad I fucking laid you, mate."
There's a boy from who used to go Bellevue. He used to be into the dogs called Nipper, and he used to be like big Crown Green balls better. Like, absolutely loved it. Obviously, Jim Parker's into it as well, isn't he?
Don't know.
Yeah, that's what he had a dog at Bellevue called Bowling Green, and he's a massive bowler. Yeah.
How old do you have to be before you get into bowling? Crown Green bowling. I'm ready for it. Obviously, 35, drinking John Smith. It's my next career. It's the next step on the ladder. You know.
Usually it goes 35 Crown Green bowls, John Smith. You've actually
I've gone the other way around. Yeah.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ Almighty! Oh, can we get free round the bend here?
No,
we can.
Yes.
You just set, even if you get round the bend, you just set it up for Mash's last to come and chase you.
Yeah. It'll be a battle of the wills then, wouldn't it?
That'll be Howard and his wide fronts that betting on the Crown Green balls, won't it? He plays all the American fantasies and stuff as well. Jesus Christ! What a game! Crown Green ball punting. Yeah, the DraftKings and stuff. Oh, Jesus Christ! Honestly, we're gonna get the free round the corner here. That's what we're gonna do.
We're tempted to have some fun and just make sure this 3 opens up at a big price, then steam into it for you.
Yeah, do that. I'm good with that.
Let's keep it a big price and then
just stick a £2 up there, Dave, at like 8.6. So I can take it.
Yeah, so I can just keep taking you £2 off you.
I think I did that one day to you. I think you was trying to knock something out of you. And I just kept taking these £2 and £5 and it kept picking up. I've had like
I keep a dog nice eye and it kept disappearing. I thought, where's that disappeared to? Oh, someone's took it.
I'm there like I've got 15-2 about a score about this. Jesus.
Harry asks if there's a stream posting Friday. There is no stream this Friday, Harry. I got to spend at least one night of the weekend with my wife. She's getting quite angry, so I'm having this Friday off.
Massive minus even spending time with the missus.
Do you think that'll rectify things or make it worse?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Mind you, the way we done our bollocks last Friday is probably a plus, isn't it?
So not only do we do greyhound advice, we can do marital advice, relationship advice, all sorts of things.
Yeah, that's it.
We
Yeah,
get different streams going if you like.
like Deirdre.
They give them going, by the way, minus 40. Mulcair Dawn's done 29.27.
Aye.
She's double upgrade she's getting. Poor Dawn.
It's probably not a million miles off. Minus 40.
I'd have said more 20, to be honest. But, I mean, they've got that Burren dog doing 28.05 or something like that. I think that's extreme. But
I uploaded the videos, so I did some highlight videos at the weekend. Upload them to TikTok. Greyhound Watch Along is now on TikTok. Quite a few views, not a lot of likes. They're generally quite short videos, and no one here can make a point in under 5 seconds. So it's not a platform I think will do well for us. But why not?
Although I do drink John Smith's, I'm a big TikTok fan.
On Sunday I spent 4.5 hours on TikTok.
never been on in my life, I don't think.
Me neither.
It's unbelievably addictive.
Yeah, you just sit there and scroll.
Unbelievable.
Not for me, that.
No.
You say, oh, well, it wasn't for me till I tried it.
It wasn't for
I
me.
draw the line at joining the metaverse, but TikTok is really good.
To be honest, this conversation's gone places
all this
I didn't
stuff,
think
we'd never be here where we are now, Tom. So
Quite. Yeah.
chat roulette, fucking hell,
You've it's been an education.
Greyhound Watch Along.
Yeah.
9 to 2.
We only have Tricky on here so someone can get angry at him.
He's got. At least he's gone now. That's one plus.
I do think that you can maybe do a chat roulette section between races or something. Just Tom watching chat roulette.
Yeah, I think we'd lose sponsorship now and forever if we did that.
There's Martin 716 there masturbating in the corner.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, you'd lose sponsorship from current sponsors. You might find other avenues to get sponsors from them.
Greyhound Watch Along sponsored by Pornhub.
That's it. Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh shit! What is going on here?
Mrs. PL thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Big wide world out there.
Yeah, it is. You're not wrong.
Right. 5 minutes to the off. What do we fancy?
I like the
One.
3 personally.
I like the one to chase its nut off. One will follow 3 round and go.
They're the 2 dogs I fancy. Actually, I'll bet 3 and 1.
They keep making the 2 shorter than the 1, and
No, they never leads it.
I've not seen a video that suggests that should be the case.
The 2 bingoed last week, and the 1 got up the inside of it.
2 she stuck her head up in the air at the first bend and let
did.
1 get up inside. So,
But the week before, the 1 led the 2. Last week, the 2 completely banged the lids, and Mash's last was up inside her.
yeah.
I think 3 can clear them both, me. I really do. Just I don't know if he'll run the bend or not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
But who's got to be?
definitely-
It's what 5 and 6 do from the boxes, I suppose, to get in the outline of 3. So if you get a start out of 3 and 3 gets lonely, it'll go around the bend anyways. And then all of a sudden, 6.8 looks enormous.
I agree. I think I'd tell you the one dog in this race that I really don't like. Eden Regal.
Yeah, me and no.
Never get it right. Just an absolute pig of a dog in sprints.
Well, I put it up to you, didn't I? A few runs back, Craig, and it didn't win, and then it won last week. It got the upgrade, and then went and won.
With
That's
the
what I
weight
mean.
going on.
Yeah, the weight came on, and not going back to where we were, but the weight came on to where he was winning his races, and I thought he was ready, and then obviously got the upgrade without winning, so I deserted him and beat Make My Day Punk last week. Make My Day Punk just gives races away, don't?
Yeah, he just lose them on the bends on it.
You know,
So
to all them.
wide.
Probably doing
Feet wide.
probably doing his winning when the track was slightly favouring. Wider dogs too. I can never get the 4 right either.
She's just a dodge. She's a raving lunatic dodge.
She is, but she's only a 1760 dog, isn't she? Surely.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. When she
walks
the
out
time
10
she
behind,
won,
yeah.
the time she won though, I think everything got carted at the bend and she got round.
I do think the one at 7 to 2 is far too big. 7 to 2 at the top looks big to me.
I just think here you can bet the fastest dog to the corner in a sprint at 6.8. It's like, surely that can't be right.
Those prices on the SI's prices are disgusting compared to what the prices should be.
Yeah, it's just a joke, isn't it? It's always the case, though, isn't it? It's just same all the time.
It's just shocking.
Right, I've got to stop pressing buttons now. I bet 3 covered 1.
I'm the other way around. I've bet 1 and covered 3 because Craig's told me to, and he's my sprint judge. So.
Oh dear!
Get this round the bend, please.
So, to clarify, what is the selection, Craig?
3 for me. All aboard the 3.
How many points bet is it on a scale of 1 to 3 points?
2.
2 points, middle of the road. A man of compromise.
I can't bring myself to back it over the top just because I don't know if it'll run the bend, but it's the fastest dog to the corner, definitely.
2 wins I go behind on the night.
Yeah, so
we do not want the 2.
You've laid 2.
Trap 3 for the sprint judge. Trap 3 for the sprint judge.
One's getting even bigger now.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? This can't be 5 and that's 3.05. How's the difference of 3 points between them?
Oh, dear. Oh God, I've laid out too much again here. I can't believe it.
That's the spirit here. That's what we want on a Wednesday.
They're only units.
Yeah,
it's not really money,
They're
it's
only
just units.
units, exactly.
What else are you going to do with them after this? Because there's no more dog racing after this.
Yeah.
So you may as well spend them now.
That's it.
Is there a race left at Harlow, or is that it?
No,
That's it. We're done. Mark Gale, when is next show? It is a week on Sunday for the Golden
Saturday.
Final. Saturday, thank you. Yep, it is a week on Saturday.
Saturday morning,
Golden
it is.
Jacket
Saturday
Final.
morning.
That's it.
Golden Jacket final.
Yep.
We are literally 3 weeks on the spin watching Mash's last beat Barna Gray and Zoe to the bend in the same races.
Yep.
They still want to bet 4 to 115, mate.
Betfair knows everything.
It does.
Oh, jeez.
2 comes out, makes all. Lovely, lovely, good.
Here we go then. The lucky last at Doncaster, this is called.
Turn left. Turn left.
Not off.
Turn left. Fuck up, turn left.
Off and racing, and 3 is the first to show. Street Life 2 goes to the turn in front of Make My Day Punk. Is 3 that's going to go round in front, just a length clear from Make My Day Pump, who swings wide. Then comes Barnagrain's eye up at the inside.
This will not be beaten.
Heart out. It's
Fucking believable.
for the good guys.
There we go. Sprints by the bollocks.
Tricky. You've got me out of the shit there in a big way.
Oh, that's massive.
Honestly, just don't listen to him at anything else.
Unbelievable.
Just butter him up and tell him that he's doing a good job. And then when he talks about sprints,
No, it was the same as him. He said it, and I actually put it in the line bet. I didn't have nothing with it, but 11 to 2 was big for me.
11 to 2, yeah. 11 to 2.
Things
one
we
like an
love.
absolute good thing.
No dangers. It's
won't get
fucked
second.
about though.
I'm hoping so because I've place laid 2 as well, so we could really do without the 2
I've
seconds.
had the cast, I think, as well. If it's 3 week one.
Oh, I think it has just, Oh,
Zoe showed a bit more pace. That was a bit weird, 1 and
No,
2
it's
to
not.
then there. What
Oh
second?
yeah. Oh yeah, baby.
Lads,
You're right there, Paul. You got the
It's
chat
our
roulette
first
open
winning night.
It might be even better if that wins. So.
again.
Oh, tremendous. That will do.
Mic drop.
Oh, well, that helped, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, to be
That's
fair.
good.
Might have to donate now to the old fund.
It's doing well, the fund.
Yeah, 625 quid we got for the
Yeah.
Sheffield Retired Ground
Yeah.
Trust. If anyone wants to add to it,
Just from the lads in terms
especially,
of, and we've got a
especially
few
as
hundred
Tricky
from
stuck up
Brexit
the
on
last
top.
two winners. Know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Know what I
Absolutely.
mean? We don't have him on here for nothing.
That's it. I'm here for the sprints. One race is all I came for.
Like I say, get 4 sprints back on that card, finishing the card off. What a time!
Or
that'd be.
a B7. He loves a B7.
Yeah, anything like that. Lame dogs and sprints, I'm good with. After that, I'm useless.
Oh my God. So, someone's just texted me a screenshot. They followed the lads in here in the lucky last. They backed the 1 and the 3. They've had 275 quid on in total. They've cleared 795 quid
Nice
profit on that.
Well done.
Lovely.
Well done.
Did the one
Fair
finish second?
play.
I think it
We've
has,
got,
yeah.
we've got to confirm that one's finished
That's
second.
that's why the Doncaster Knights will always be a success.
You know, if
Yeah, it does.
Friday night became a Romford Doncaster double, it would just I'd never leave the house on a Friday ever again.
Yeah. Despite you had to change the baby's nappy, it wouldn't matter.
Oh, apart from that. I'm allowed 3 hours off a week.
I'm not sure the
am I?
wife would be happy with that,
Probably.
though. You're in all kinds of trouble.
That Friday night that they did Doncaster was quality. I love that slot permanent.
Yeah.
I like the old Friday night.
Agreed.
Quite a few on that. We're talking about now to spend Huntingdon tomorrow, my local race course. Very nice.
Was it 3-1 confirmed?
Yeah, confirmed.
Yeah, 3-1 confirmed, yeah.
Oh, beautiful.
What a game, innit? What a game.
Brennan's
the
on
dis-
the
The
tricard.
despair of
I
Meg
love
Berry to
Doncaster.
this. Oh, tremendous.
Oh, what Meg's Berry gets through at that third bend.
And telephone numbers up if she does.
Warren Bond, hang on, that normally doesn't happen on the last race. It absolutely doesn't. It's
No,
not, it's
that's-
not the way.
that's
Not
our
the
track
way of the
record,
Greyhound
not-
watch along.
Yeah, very good.
Wow.
What price did he return last winner? Did he return 5?
Yeah, it was big. Like it was 6.4. How's it got? How has it done that?
Thank you, Stephen.
It was definitely the fastest dog.
4
to
to 1 it
recover in
returned.
4 to 1.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Machine knows everything.
It's so
Yeah.
it is though. At Doncaster especially, it's clueless.
Mm.
It really is. I'm certain there's just blind people putting money into it.
Well, I mean-
It's true though. Isn't
No,
it?
but, I mean, on a serious note, like
Just
made-
betting with Braille.
Mash's lasses beat Barnagrave and Zoe the last 3 times they've run against each other, and they've sent one off 7 to 4 and one off 4 to 1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And there's still like this. You know, there's nothing between them. You know, you've got the
No,
inside.
I can stand from putting them both in at 3 to 1 or something.
Yeah,
but
same,
They've gone past together, but exactly. The prices.
put the disparity in there. It's
And
just-
one's drawn on the inside of the other, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. If next week they draw the Zoe dog inside, I probably want to be the Zoe dog. But
Yeah.
Lovely.
see if there's some more Boddington.
Oh, Tom, we've had a good end to a Greyhound
For
watch along.
once. For once. Well done, lads. That was one for the purists tonight in all
Stick
the
with us.
best ways.
Stick with us. We'll get there in the end.
We will.
Brilliant.
We will. Great stuff. Thank you very much, guys. We will have to do this again soon.
No, it's been
Yeah.
a pleasure.
Thanks,
Yeah, I
Dave.
enjoyed it. Cheers, lads.
Thanks, Craig.
Pleasure as always. Right, we are back a week on Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Get your full English
Golden
ready.
Jacket final.
That's it. We'll see you then. Thanks again, guys.
Ta-ra.
Cheers.
Nice
Yeah.
one. Cheers,
See you
mate.
later. Thanks a lot, boys. Cheers, Pete.